Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast that never sleeps. I'm your host, Killer Cam, aka Cam, aka your boy. And with me always is the funny and very knowledgeable Jared, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome back. Glad to be live. Dude, in the 1980s, interdimensional communication took place. It was fully documented. Why don't we all know about this? We will after today. I'm going to tell you the story, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time on the podcast Never Sleeps, welcome. Happy to have you here. We explore the new, the ancient, and the mysterious.
Mysterio!
All with way too many pop culture references. Isn't that right,
Mysterio
Jared?
was right. Well, there you go. I just did.
Yeah, you just did pop culture
right.
references. Chase Mack, yo, the boy, the man, the myth, the legend himself, ladies and gentlemen. Chase Mack, let's hear it for him.
Yeah, welcome to the chat. Chat's already heating up.
Number one on the charts, number one in our hearts. So, I like what you said. That sounds cool.
It's just crazy to me.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, we've been sort of looking at some crazy stories. So
Yeah.
people are like, all they see is crazy story times. What are these guys even talking about?
Right. What could it be?
Explain. So, Jared, will you explain what the hell we're even talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What is
Let's give it.
about?
So today is actually going to be the greatest episode of all time. So if you're here live, you're lucky. You're one of the lucky few. A million.
Yeah.
One of the lucky few million. No. So today we're going to talk. There are stories that are all over the internet. Some of these stories have been out there for years, and they're the craziest or creepiest or scariest or most paranormal. And these stories, they transcend, right? It's just like Mimo or whatever that stupid, ugly looking thing is. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Mimo?
Yeah, she's like
Finding
this weird, long face creature with the hair. Even Slenderman was an internet story.
Oh, yeah, Mimo.
Yeah,
Rabbit?
right.
Yeah, I know Mimo.
But like even Slenderman, internet story that transcended. He goes by Slenderman.
Okay. Mr. Slenderman.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Slenderman.
Sure, Slender Man. Fine. Nothing to do with what I'm saying. But some of these stories transcend. And we don't know in a lot of these cases if they're true stories. Is someone trying to really get out something amazing and
Who's pulling the rug
mysterious? Or is it just some great writers out there
Who's pulling the rug
just
out from under
throwing
us?
it out there and taking no credit for their work?
Who's trying to pull the wool over our eyes?
Yeah, exactly. So today we're going to tell you some of these stories from the internet that are just what we felt were some of the craziest ones that out there. And we're going to talk, we're going to discuss, as we go through the story, what do we think of this? Could this be a true story? Did this person really experience this?
And the answer is no. Sorry, guys.
And it's creepy shit. There's creepy shit. There's time travel shit. There's just trust me, we're getting to some cool stuff.
I have a story about
it's just
species.
Wild. So today's going to be mysterious and wild and creepy and scary and awesome and storytelling.
The ancient, the new anime series. So, dude,
you're here.
Dude, real quick.
You made it.
Real quick.
Welcome.
Real quick. D-Live in the chat saying, great to be here with you guys. But CTB, you see that little thing next to her?
Yeah. Why does she have that extra little thing?
She's a member, bro. Members only, bro. Members only. You don't even know what it is.
You got a badge.
She got a literal badge of honor for being a freaking member.
Look at you.
JB, hey, what up, girl? So,
CTB, you are badged in. And you should call in because we love your calls. Every time you call in, we talk about like the best, like craziest topics, and we can go anywhere and
it's fun.
Yeah, explore anything. So please,
yeah, your phone's hooked up, right?
Do it. Yeah.
Discord, we got it all. So, dude, so you know what I was thinking about lately?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are some crazy stories that we should tell? So, do you have any crazy stories in your life that you're like, you know what's a crazy story in my life?
Off the top of my head that I would share right now for this episode, no.
What about, no, I'm saying like, use a movie and like.
Oh, I've got a crazy, no, I do actually have a real life crazy story.
But I just want to see where you go with this.
Oh.
Remember when your parents were killed in that alley?
Oh, when I decided to fight crime.
Yeah.
Well, I wear a mask, so
I
no
thought you were
one's going to know it's
tiptoe
me.
around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you got a real one. Tell me. I got some real ones.
Dude, I
science-based.
I got a real one. So check this out. When I was middle school
Simulation
age,
theory.
so think about the kids from Stranger Things. That was me and my friends.
I do that all the time.
Straight up.
That's all I do.
We played Dungeons and Dragons. We were the nerdiest kids there is.
You guys, no, you and your friends were nerdy.
Yeah, we collected Marvel cards, Star Wars cards before Pokemon cards were a thing, or we would have collected those. Watch Star Wars on repeat. So we were the nerdiest of nerdiest, right?
Believe it, I'm sure.
So imagine us kids from Stranger Things, 2 a.m, that age, middle school age. We're like, we really want, and everything in Vegas is 24 hours. It used to be, at least.
So this is a personal story.
Yeah, it's a real story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So pre-pandemic, everything in Vegas was 24 hours, even grocery stores. Yeah. So there was a grocery store walking distance from a friend's house, and we had a sleepover. And so again, middle school age, 11-ish. We decide we're going to walk to the store. Combined, we each had like $1 and some quarters.
Isn't that great how that works?
Yeah. When you're kids, you don't.
And how'd you even have it?
Right,
I didn't get an allowance.
Whatever, yeah. Somehow we pulled on rent, and we knew back then that we could get like a 12-pack of soda for like $3 because that's how much it should be. And so we pulled our money. We're like, we're gonna walk to the local grocery store, go get some soda. So we start walking, and it's one of those nights, and we don't get fog in Vegas. Just there's no reason for it. There's nothing that
not
can
a common
create
occurrence.
It just doesn't happen.
Sure.
This was the foggiest night. It's like 2-3 a.m., right? And there's this thick fog across the floor. So me and my 2 other friends, we start walking to the store. Okay. We make it, get our sodas, start walking back home. And as we're walking home, across the street from us, walking directly towards us, is a man in a full trench coat with long black hair. Can't see any features on his face, and the street lights are not, they're like off on that side of the road for some reason. So it's just a dark figure, but we can make out the trench coat.
Okay.
And he's walking directly towards us, and he's coming up to the corner that we're going to turn on to get down so that we can get to our complex and run into where we live.
Yes.
So our friend, we'll call him Harry. Names have been changed to protect the innocent.
It was Harry.
we'll call him Harry. We give him he has all the soda. He's carrying it. I remember the reason he had to carry is because he had no money to put in on it.
So yeah, you're carrying it home, bitch. Yeah, of course.
And it was heavy, and it was more than 1 12-pack too. Now that I remember.
Great. That's great.
So we get scared and we start walking faster, and we start noticing
towards the gentleman.
We have to, because we got to turn the corner that he's making his way towards. So at one point we would be directly across from each other and a street in between us. Okay. And so we start walking fast. We want to get to the corner before him, but somehow he like glides, like almost like a freaking vampire. He gets there at the same time we do, and he keeps going towards us. And we're like, so we turn and we go down and we start walking down. And because we have to get so close to him, we get scared and just book it. We decide we're going to run. Now our poor friend Harry, carrying all these 12-packs, he can't run, and he's trying, and then some soda falls and out of the case all over the floor.
And now you guys are yelling at him.
So we look back and to see like what's all this noise, and the guy is standing in the middle of the street, head turned, just looking at us. Obviously, probably just a normal gentleman being like, "What the hell?" It's totally Home Alone, you know, the nice guy who just shovels the snow. Yeah. But no, trench coat man, he's just staring at us, and we see all the soda, and we're like, Harry, no, you go back for that soda. And we're still running home. Yeah. Don't you leave that damn soda. And you could tell he's just frightened to death. But he's like, okay, I want my mom. Yeah. And so he grabs him as much as he can. He's running with all these sodas. Yeah. It doesn't end there. We get in through the gate, and we're like looking back, expecting this guy. And all of a sudden, dogs start barking, and they start chasing us up the street. So now we have to run and jump on top of a car, and we're surrounded by dogs and holding sodas and fog and dogs and scary vampire guy. Eventually the dogs just give up and leave, and we book it home and we make it home safe. But what was all of that chain of events? It was just fun to me that we were like, you better go get that damn soda.
You piece of shit.
That's so messed up.
You have Discord open, right?
Yeah. No, that's a real story, though. In middle school, it just seems like when you're at that age, that's when all the wildest stuff happens.
Dude, I remember I saw a vampire. I'll spin it for you.
Okay.
So what happened was my buddy and I, John, we were going through our neighborhood.
Okay.
And we look up and we see there's this woman on the corner who lived in this house. And we called her like the witch woman because she'd always...
There's always one of those on, especially when you're a kid.
Every neighborhood. Yeah. Because she had this...
You got to label one house.
She would stare at the window and she had cats. So all these cats.
Yeah, there's always one of those. Yeah. So she was both.
She was both. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Or maybe it was a roommate. Maybe
that's
there's
great.
two
They
of them.
live together.
That'd be the best. Yeah, the witch woman and
They
the
sleep
cat lady.
upside down, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. So the crazy cat witch lady woman,
Okay.
was up there, and she's probably cackling. I didn't hear her, but I'm assuming it's something to the effect of, right?
Do it again, like.
Oh,
right? Doesn't it look like I'm doing it?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real good. Anyway, so she's cackling away,
Yeah, go for
probably,
it.
and petting her cat,
Uh-huh.
and there's like a bunch of cats running around, and we're like, oh, that bitch is scary. Anyway, turn back to the street, and there's this kid just like standing in the middle of the sidewalk.
Why? Yeah. Just
this
standing.
Out. Check this out, right?
Just looking.
Yeah, just standing. Well,
Blank
we can't tell if he's
stare.
looking. We know he's looking in our direction.
Yeah.
But like probably about 60
Expressionless.
feet away.
Yeah.
So you can't really see
Yeah.
too much, right? And then we turn to each other like, that kid's, what the fuck is that guy's
something-
problem?
and you
We
turn
look back, he's gone.
Oh, I thought he was going to be right in front of you.
No.
That'd be
Check
so
it out.
great. Okay.
So we're like, what the fuck?
yeah. How did he disappear?
Check it out. We're not going that way.
No, it's scary.
Because we're smart.
Right. Don't go towards the vampire.
No, we go away from the vampire.
Yeah. You could go opposite
So
vampire.
we fucking turn around 180
Yeah.
and go the other way to go out
He's
the gate.
standing that way looking at you. That'd be
We get to the other corner and he's fucking standing.
What?
there.
He
Already
really
waiting for us.
is?
I swear on my life.
So he was the Flash
Or a vampire.
He was
Or
something else.
El Diablo.
Maybe just a ghost. He appeared to you there, then he appeared to you there.
Or it was two different people, but I'm certain.
well, I hope you would know if it was two different people.
We have Tina Drago with
Look
her
at
first
Tina.
donation.
Thank you so much. We have the best audience. We don't.
I know
deserve
you guys are the best. You really are. It was my story that really did it.
I think that's what.
Yeah. But so
they're getting it right now too.
I know.
So.
Tina, thank you so
time.
very much. Thank you. Can't thank you
Yeah,
enough.
thank you.
So, dude, yeah, I basically saw a vampire El
That sounds
Diablo
vampiric,
after seeing a witch lady Catwoman.
dude. So was the guy that I saw something of that nature, dude? This was in the same area we're talking about, right?
You're talking La Jolla. I'm talking Christine.
I was talking,
Desert.
Desert Shores. Yeah.
I'm talking Christine Views some more.
Not Desert Shores.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It's
I just wanted to know the
a
area.
vampire boy. Okay.
Yeah, I think stuff like that exists. Or at certain heightened states, you can see things that are just there all the time.
Sure. Do you remember in the Matrix Reloaded, the second one? Do you remember that they were
The
malfunctions?
second Matrix Reloaded?
Yeah. There was the second Matrix.
They do
Reloaded.
two of those.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The second Matrix, Matrix Reloaded.
Right.
Where they had they were like from previous iterations of the Matrix. There was a werewolf guy and but they all looked human.
Some stuff gets left over.
And there was like a vampire guy all working for El Mariachi.
They're like
What's his name?
glitches
The
or
Merovingian.
something.
Yeah, the Merovingian.
Yeah.
So, dude,
Interesting
what about
choice
this?
of name.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, what about this? What if these things are around because they are real because we're in a simulation? Here's a great story.
Why not?
Regarding El Simulatra. Which
Do
is
it.
simulation
Are we start telling our first story of the night?
I'm telling a little anecdote. Call it a story. Call it what you want.
That's a synonym for a story.
Okay, cool. So Neil deGrasse Tyson was telling
Oh God, I love him.
was
dude.
telling a synonym.
Anyone can tell an anecdote.
Yeah. Oh no, he's king of anecdotes. So the world. Oh, he's so great. Anything he says. Like as soon as I'm scrolling on
So imagine
whatever app.
this.
Yeah. So yeah, imagine the world. Yeah. Well, he said.
So you think it's just butter, but it's not. Look at the molecules of the butter. What happens to it when you heat them?
It becomes
that kind of
semen.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So one cool thing he said,
Yeah.
aside from the cool thing I'm about to tell you, said is that what's the lowest point on Earth?
Like height wise,
Yeah.
probably Mariana's Trench.
Exactly right. What's the highest point? Easy peasy.
Is it Mount Everest?
It sure is.
Oh, it really is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
Yeah. I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
So the difference between the lowest and highest point on Earth, it's like 11 miles or something like very small, right?
I could see that.
Yeah. Story time episode gonna be lit.
It's
You're
true.
right, Chase. So, but he was saying So basically 11 miles. So in the grand scheme of things, if say like the Earth was like a marble or whatever, it would literally feel like one.
Yeah.
If like you were to rub your finger on, like
Or let's just say it's like more like a disc, like a record
with
I'm
like
kidding.
ice walls surrounding.
Exactly.
it,
Yeah.
let's
With
say.
firmaments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But no. But the story I want to tell
Yeah.
is so about simulation. Somebody asked him simulation theory.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What do you think?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
What do you think, NDT?
And he said, I would love to be able to sit here and tell you it's all bullshit. Yo, let's get it, Felicity.
But he couldn't.
He said, I'd love to say it's all bullshit, but I can't.
Right.
And he's like, here's why. So if you were to take the world, right, as we know it, and you say we build a simulation, let's say like this Apple Glass, whatever they call it,
Yeah,
which is so
we're
dope, by the way,
getting
that was
close.
coming out.
Oh
Have you
my
seen
gosh,
those?
yes,
you
I
could have
have.
like Twitter over
I
here, and
love
it's all
it so much.
in real world.
It's
Fucking
Iron
wicked.
Man tech.
It's
dude.
legit fucking. Oh, that's what. And you know, you can watch Disney Plus movies in the Avengers Tower.
Dude, come on.
How fucking sick is that? Anyway,
Yeah, I'm so ready for that. Okay, go
I know,
for
me
it.
too.
Yeah.
So he's saying you create a reality, right? And then that like simulated reality creates a reality, like video games.
Of
something,
course.
something that's real. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they create their own Google Glass, but it's called Google Glass, whatever, right? And then so on and so
It's
forth.
like the
so on and so
13th
forth.
floor. Remember that?
Of
That
course
movie?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Bierko.
I don't know.
The bad
but
guy
that's
from Long
the,
Kiss Goodnight.
that's the thing.
Great flick. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's like so you can even have one having multiple simulations, like video games, right?
Yeah.
These people, maybe they're sentient in some of these video games
Programmed
that will come
with
out
an
in 20
AI,
years or 30
yeah.
years. Yeah. So he's like, if you take all those and you put them on a wall and you throw a dart at them, which one's the real one? Fucking indistinguishable.
Right.
Who
at
knows
this
where
point.
who knows the Genesis, the original one?
Crap. What are
Who
the
knows?
odds that yours is the original?
Very fucking slim.
That sucks.
Is the problem. Very slim.
And we see a lot of glitches.
Dude, what about birds or planes just stuck in the air?
Yeah,
Explain that shit.
I saw a person flying over China the other day on video, and it's not like they.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
where they're
There's
just
multiple
completely
sightings.
still,
Yeah, there's multiple sightings, and they look like they're wearing a big robe.
as if they're out of.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, it looks like almost like a no clipping type thing where, like when Superman's like up in the air, you know, when he's in the good Superman movies, where he's up there and it's like nothing's affecting him because he's so strong.
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
yeah.
solid there. Just there was like a guy just standing in the sky,
Creepy.
as if he was standing on the ground.
Can I
And
tell you, I
people
hate it?
Videotape, yeah, dude,
Hate it.
That's like glitchy stuff or
Hate it.
superhuman stuff. Yeah,
Dude, I have a fucking story about a guy who has the most realistic encounters with aliens.
Oh, that sounds like a good story.
I know, but we'll get
I
there.
got
What
one
do you
about
got?
a time traveler.
No, you don't.
Oh, dude, I do.
Tell me.
It's so good.
Everything right now.
That's it. Story. Let's do it. Story time.
Let's
Okay.
go. Jump in.
So imagine you're a missing persons officer in New Jersey. You're imagining it? Yeah. Get into the role. You're this guy. You got a badge. You got your issue. They call it. Yeah.
My standard issue.
Yeah. So
9mm.
So this police officer, he works missing persons cases.
I do. Okay.
And he organizes his cases from most likely to
A
be
to Z.
solved to least likely to be
That's
solved.
better.
And he gets a call one day from an elderly woman who says,
Hello?
"Do you have a missing persons?" Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, you're the cop then.
I'm Officer Banquet.
So yeah, let's give him a name. We're gonna call him Officer Tom. No, Officer
has to be good. Give it-
Billingsley.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this?
Oh, I am Billingsley,
Office, is this Officer Billingsley?
Yes, this is. Who is
Billingsley. Do you have a missing persons case file for a Miss Janice?
Janice. I do, as a matter of fact. Yes. Yeah. She's near the top of the list.
Of the pile with nothing. She had.
Well, I have a reverse
thin
list.
file.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very thin
so,
file.
So the bottom is all the easy babies.
Yeah, the top is the hard.
I pull
ones.
from the bottom.
Right.
I pull from the bottom.
Okay, that makes-
I'm like a
that
magician.
makes sense,
I'm like
yeah.
a magician with the deck. Yeah.
I have information I'd like to share with you about Miss Janice's case. Can you meet me today, this afternoon, at this retirement home?
Who is this? Yeah. No, yeah, I will.
Okay, great. We'll see you then, hon.
Oh, okay.
How do
And I go.
So how do I hang it up? So no, you push the red button now. You push the
Mom.
Why do I have to learn this? Can you just do it for
but
me?
what about when I'm not here, Mom?
Can you
You're
do
gonna
it
have to be able to do it on your own.
I just want you.
I'm not gonna be here all the time.
I don't like these. I don't want to learn this.
Okay, this is Billingsley, and I'm gonna
have
go.
A phone.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah. All right. So Officer Billingsley shows up, and he
Hold
meets
on,
with
everyone's
Miss
laughing in
Shannon.
hysterics, and we need to
Okay.
show them.
Yeah.
Got it. Go on.
All right. So
That's good TV. Let's
both of us drink at the same
That's
time.
good TV.
Cheers to a good episode.
Solid.
So, Officer Billingsley, he's excited because he's going to get a lead on a case that has virtually no leads.
I'm
Very thin
stoked.
file.
Yes. Finally, I'm gonna meet this lady.
This
See what she
lady,
got.
she's kind of weird about where they meet. She's like, let's go outside. I don't want anyone to bother us or overhear our conversation.
Okay,
And he says,
sure.
and this is an elderly woman. You can tell she's almost there, right? on her way
she's
out.
on the precipice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he, being a good guy and being a good cop, he tells her, he says, ma'am, so anything that you tell me, especially if it's something illegal, I'm going to have to report it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't hurt her or kill her if that's what you're thinking. That's not why I called you here.
Okay, I'm
but
glad
I
to
have
hear that.
information, right?
What do we got?
So she says, so the missing girl, what should we call her?
It's Jane.
Okay, so Jane, so Jane isn't actually missing,
What do you mean?
right?
Janice. What's your name?
Janice. That's why Jane was a little too close.
Okay, so let's call her. Let's call her Samantha.
something easier. Sam. I like Sam.
That's
Yeah,
what I
same
said.
same name, just shorter.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Sam's not actually. So she tells him Sam's not actually missing.
What do you mean, Janice?
Let me explain.
Please.
She says, so in the 1940s, during the war, I was part of a program. And this program took place at the university, which would be
Okay.
Princeton. And it was in the basement of the university. And what we were doing was fixing time.
What do you mean fixing time?
Exactly. By the time I was recruited to the program, the machine had already worked. We had perfected it.
By machine, you mean a time machine, Janice?
Exactly right.
Mrs. Janice?
So this is how we did this.
Okay.
The project to build the time machine started during the war, and we knew that the Axis powers had the same program.
This is a real story.
It's a real story. That's the question, right? So I'm gonna give you the story as is, as told.
These are the stories we're telling. These are real stories that have been found either
That have been out on the internet.
documentaries
No one's
and
taking
Reddit,
credit
whatever it
for these stories. They just want them out there. They want people to know what happened.
But it's not like r/no sleep. It's more legitimate.
Right, exactly. This one of all my stories is the one that's the hardest to know for sure.
Sure.
The others are I've got receipts.
You got receipts.
So-
receipts.
So with this one, it seems like the guy telling it just wants the story out there. He wants it to be known that this took place.
Billingsley.
So here's how it goes.
Okay.
So the old woman explains that during the war, they
Yeah.
were working on time travel. They could tell where people were headed, where humanity was headed, and time needed to be fixed. And that they would have to be able to go back and fix major events.
Okay.
So they start working on this program. The Axis powers start working on this program.
Yeah.
But we destroy Germany.
Oh wait.
And take a bunch of their scientists.
Started the program.
No, we had our own. They had
They
their
started
own.
working on their own.
Exactly.
Got it.
We knew they had their own because when we went in, we saw the remnants of what they had done. And the scientists that were working on that program started working for us. And they helped us perfect it. So time travel was created during the war, but perfected afterward.
Okay.
One of the first missions she explains that they went on was to try and prevent Pearl Harbor even. They couldn't do it. They weren't able to prevent it. But it was one of their first test runs, was trying to prevent Pearl Harbor
So
from happening.
hold on. Did she explain how the machine looks or works? Or?
Yeah, so in the basement of Princeton, they
Okay.
made it look like a regular elevator of the time, about 6 feet by 6 feet. And this way that if someone were to somehow get
Like,
in
oh,
there,
it's an out of commission elevator.
Exactly, they wouldn't even think anything about it. The only way for it to work is an engineer has to input certain time circuits, right? Like time circuits
Back to the
on Back to the
Future.
Future style.
Yeah.
You put in your destination and your return time. The elevator needs to come to
It's
your
literally Back to the Future.
return time in order for you to be able to get back, right? Yeah. So it has to be set. And the device has to exist in order for you to return.
Okay. So that answers my question.
Yes.
Then. How far back can you go?
So once they made their first successful trip to the past, which they only did a 24-hour test.
Okay.
Go back 24 hours, come back. That was the beginning, and that's it. They can never go back further than that point.
Because
the machine doesn't exist before that point.
Okay. It has nothing to do with them. If they were to go back the first time 10 years, they wouldn't have been able to do that.
They couldn't do it.
They could only go back to when the machine would be in commission.
Exactly.
Working.
So even though you're traveling through time, it does make sense. So even though you're traveling through time, you can't travel to a point before there is a time travel device.
The mechanism in which you're traveling.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you'd have no way back even if you could. So if you did solve that.
Does it come there with you then, the elevator?
Well, it doesn't move. It stays where it is. It's in the basement of Princeton. But in order for you to return, you have to put in your return date.
So if I want to go to yesterday, I walk in the elevator, and then I'm just, instead of December 3rd, I'm now in December 2nd, still in the elevator of Princeton.
You walk out of the elevator. So it's a two-way elevator. You know how you walk in and walk out the other side on some elevator? Yeah. So that's how it worked. You'd walk in, you'd go to your time, the doors would open, and now you'd be wherever your destination
So if I go to 4,002 million, I don't know.
In the future, they were good future-wise. It was only
it would just be
that they had limitations.
So the Princeton's rubble, but I'm there in my little box.
That's the scary thing is,
But even if the box is destroyed, would it be?
So, yeah, as long as there's something there or nothing there that you would be fused into.
What if there's just like, just like a knife?
That's the fear, right? So if the program doesn't exist 100 years from now and there's something else in its place, you would appear inside of whatever's there now.
You don't get the ball like you do in Terminator.
No, there's no protection. That's why they built the elevator. Anything you're wearing, anything you're holding with you, you can take. They said most of the missions were putting an envelope in somebody's desk. Stuff like that.
What's it called? They dropped the TVA book and
giving little things, and they didn't really know what they were doing. It was government and private industry that were both working on this and that would give orders. The machine was never to be used without orders. She said that they successfully prevented a president from being poisoned. Who was the president at the time? It would have been World War II.
Wilson, right?
No. He died of natural causes while in office a few weeks later.
Who was the president during World War II?
Throughout World War II, two American presidents were empowered consecutively.
Truman and Roosevelt.
It was Truman.
Roosevelt and Harry.
So Truman died of natural causes. That's who it was. So he had been apparently poisoned, and they had prevented that from happening. He died of natural causes later on, and the cop even asked, why didn't you stop that? And they go, it's not supernatural. We're not magicians.
We can stop someone from putting poison in whatever.
And that's what we did. And she said the way they prevented it was by giving her a dose of her own medicine.
They gave her the venom or
they poisoned her. Yeah. Which I like that. So they saved a president's life. So they were using it for stuff like that. Probably getting some people rich and giving them some ideas, stock tips here and there. But for most, it was supposed to be used for the good of the country. Okay. And this is World War II era. And now they had perfected it. Here's where things start to get a little weird.
Okay.
So one of the women that's working on this project, her name is Janice, our missing person. And she starts using the machine for personal reasons.
No, Janice is the person talking to us.
No,
the missing person.
Sam's. Oh, yeah. Sam. So Sam, our missing person, she starts using the device or using the time machine for her own personal purposes. Visiting moments since she started working on the project that she had a lot of fun. If she was having a bad day, she'd sneak in after hours and then go to one of her good days and then sit there in the corner and watch
herself have a good day.
Yeah, an example of that was a birthday party that she had a lot of fun at. She went there and she would watch herself dance.
But she's not doing it.
Fun, but
she's
it's
just
watching how much fun she was having.
So it's reliving memories, like watching
in real time. But it's dangerous because she's actually there, a second version of her.
But if I'd go back, I wouldn't watch dude, remember how cool that was? Look at me having fun. I'd go back and I'd go to Mardi Gras.
But you can't step on too many butterflies, right? That's the whole thing. So you got to be careful. That's my reasoning for why
Bill.
She knows where she is. You don't want to run into your past self. Right?
So it's very Back to the Future.
In that way, they don't know enough, right? They don't know the ramifications of some of the things that they do. They do know that if you're a traveler, get out of the building as fast as you can through the other side. It takes you out into the courtyard. Just get away. Make sure you know your own schedule that day if you can, so you can avoid yourself. But she was breaking those rules.
Oh, let the sun beat down on my face, for I am a traveler, both in time and space.
Yeah, to be where I have been.
To see what I have seen.
Yeah.
Cashmere, really?
So Janice finds out Sam has been using the machine for her own purposes, and they're roommates. She confronts her and asks her why. And she tells her this information. I wanted to just see myself. That was one of the best days of my life, was that birthday party with all of us there.
Yeah, but this is going back in time.
We're messing with time.
Yeah.
So Janice also just happened to fall in love with her husband at that birthday party. And she's not a rule breaker, but she's like, I always wanted to know. No, Janice isn't a rule breaker.
Janice.
Sam is. Sam's breaking the rules. Janice found out about it. So far, Janice is the only one that knows Sam's breaking the rules. Okay. So she tells her. And guys, we've changed the names, to protect the innocent here. So she tells Sam, you got to stop what you're doing. She goes, come with me. Come with me on this trip. I want to show you why I do it. And she's like, I'll take you back to the birthday party where you fell in love with so-and-so.
Samantha says this to Janice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Janice is like, I did always want to see like how he looked at me and try and see things that maybe I missed because I was in the moment. Maybe hear what he was really saying about me, and if he really was in love with me, like I was in love with him, and like I can hear that. I can like sneak.
That's funny. Cause dude, have you ever been in a moment where like, where you do like in real life, like you're talking to a girl, let's say, and she like, she says something dumb and she turns the other way and you're like,
she says something dumb. That's
and like, for my example.
And
you're like, oh God.
And then you see
turns
her
back around.
from the future looking at your reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
my
awful.
reaction of like,
yeah. Oh shit. She totally. Yeah. I forgot you had that.
Like she turns around and he's like,
yeah. That's genius. So you're not too far off from where we're going with this story. So Janice, because she wants to see the night that she fell in love with her husband and see how legitimate his love for her was that night. This is the 40s.
Sure.
She says, okay, I'm going to go with you. And they wear these hats that kind of hide their face. They wear clothes that are new that they know they didn't wear that night. And they try to blend in the best they can. They go through time together now. They're both breaking the rules, arm in arm, skip into the restaurant. They go to the birthday party. They go hide in the corner and they're watching. And at one point, Janice, she sees herself dancing with her future husband.
Her betrothed.
Yeah.
Future betrothed.
And she sees how much fun she's having and the look on her face and his. And he goes afterwards to talk to his buddies. And so she can't help herself. She goes over there and stands right next to him at the bar, but facing the other way to overhear what he's saying. And he's saying like, can you believe how magnificent she is? She's the most beautiful woman in the world. I think I'm falling for.
I love it.
It confirms everything that she hoped
because she's
it
like,
would.
This bitch is so fucking.
Oh, I'm so getting it to
yeah.
You know what I mean?
All I care about, she just drop her panties and get
right. It could have been that.
Get in, get off, get out. Am I right, fellas?
It was exactly what we wanted, and she wanted to hear that he was like he fell in love that night too. Yeah. So she's now ecstatic,
and he
loving
said,
it.
"That's the girl I'm gonna marry."
So Sam sees how close she is, and the fear of them seeing her would show that they were using the machine for personal reasons, and that would get them into trouble. And so she grabs her by the arm and turns her, and she goes, "What are you doing? You can't be that close." And when they turn around, they see her from the time before where she visited to see herself at the party. So they lock eyes, and so this is Sam seeing another Sam hiding in the corner watching herself at the party.
How creepy would that be?
Right? And
that fucking me? Yeah.
she sees her, and they give each other this look of surprise, like, why are you here again, right? So they get out of there.
Who's that handsome?
So they get out of there, but on their way back to the machine, they realize something. Sam says, why don't I remember seeing myself? Yeah. Shouldn't I remember that I saw myself there? And so they're worried they created a paradox.
Branch timelines.
Right. Or a branch timeline. And that's not something they don't know what that means, what ramifications that could have.
Yeah.
They don't know that if they get back in that machine, what they're going to see when they come back now.
Giving life, what's up, my boy?
Yeah.
So, by the way, Giving Life, we're telling crazy, spooky, scary stories.
Yeah, today.
Anybody wants to call in, Chase, my boy, Felicity, Giving Life, Tina, CTB, Jessica, Britt, D-Live, anybody, you all know how to call in.
Yeah, especially, if you want to talk about some of the stuff in the story, cool. If you want to talk about your own story, even cooler.
Hear it,
tell us creepy, cool stories.
Jared's phone's hooked up to the Discord.
Yeah, so we can see if you want, but let us know on the chat too if you want to call in so that we can
join the room.
Can't watch everything at once.
Join the room.
So check it out. So now they think they might have created a time paradox, and so this is the story she's telling the cop, right?
Yeah.
They get back, they go through the machine, they come back, and they don't notice anything different. But here's the problem: they don't know if there would be something different. They wouldn't be able to tell.
If they created a branch timeline.
That's what sucks. Yeah. So you don't know what you broke, what you changed. It just is now. Yeah. So she did create a branch timeline, and things did change, but there's no way to confirm it. And she even tells the cop, trying to spend too much time thinking about it, you'll drive yourself crazy. A few days later, Sam sets the time circuits for the year 2014 with no return date.
I remember that year. Oh shit, she wants to live in 2014.
And Janice knows, because she's not in her apartment, it's after hours. She knows she's probably time traveling. So she goes there.
Basement.
She doesn't expect that she's doing that, though. She thinks she's still going back in time. She's going to the future, and she has a bag, and she doesn't have a return time, and she's gone. So a few days later, they're searching and search. So once they know that she used the time, because the next day the scientists show up, the engineers show up, they see the machine was used with no return date, and Sam's gone. So now the cat's out of the bag. Janice has to tell everything she knows.
Yeah.
She lets them know.
She has to say we
screwed
both
up.
Fucked up. Yeah.
Now with this happening, the program gets shut down. Of
course.
They ask for more time. Let us try and find Sam and bring her back.
I wish you
if
had
we shut this down,
more
she
time.
can't come back.
What movie? No.
Oh, I don't know.
I wish you had more time. No?
Denzel
Washington? It's okay. It's Man on Fire. Moving on. But real quick, can we fucking please read this? Jared, please read that aloud.
What? The chat? All right. So our boy Given Life's in the chat. He says, walking down the street, late night on Long Beach, the age of 15, and seeing your first prostitute, who is a man in a dress with a wig, he might have been 14. That to him seems to be his scary story. I guess at that age, if you weren't exposed to that before then, you would see that and be like, what am I?
Okay, yeah, what's happening here?
Yeah,
sure.
What exactly? Because it's true. Imagine back then, we know, Given Life, late 30s, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, but different times.
Sure.
So that would be strange. I get it. So check it. So
I think he's probably younger than that.
They're trying to say, don't shut down the program. Let us go to 2014 and try and find her and bring her back.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what you did.
I'd say
you don't know what you did.
Yeah.
Why? And they couldn't figure out, why did she pick such a far? And they realized it was probably because she expected most everybody from the program would be dead by that date. Unfortunately for Sam, Janice lived an exceptionally long life, and so she was still alive. This is, she was.
What year is she talking to Billings?
So they were in their 20s already. Going from late 40s to 2014, she's at like 100 years old now.
What year is she telling the story to Billingsley?
2014.
What month?
So that's where I'm getting. So she says, so officer, so why did I contact you now? Why am I telling you this now?
He's like, I don't know. You tell me.
Because she's going to be here in 2 days, and she's going to arrive at the
Or even better,
in the basement of Princeton.
She'll be here in 20 minutes, officer.
Well,
you better hurry. Princeton
right?
is a 30-minute drive.
That would be obnoxious
That'd
of her
be
to do
great.
that.
Yeah.
At least give him a couple days to prepare.
Yeah.
But she's going to arrive in the
I
basement
wish
of
you
Princeton.
had more time.
You need to make sure that area is clear, and when she gets here, you need to protect her. You got to help her start a new life. She was a friend, right?
Yeah.
So, mind blown. Not a missing person, time traveler. Do I even believe this old lady?
Yeah.
Is she all there, or but the story's so realistic, and there's the facts are there.
So does he go to Princeton?
So he goes to Princeton. Guess what happens?
No one shows up. Nothing's there.
Sam shows up.
What?
Exactly where she's supposed to.
In the
when
basement.
she does, he is knocked unconscious because of the energy field that's created. There was nothing to contain it because the program was scrapped. There was nothing there to contain that energy.
None of the circuitry and
she
none of
told
the
him,
mechanics
you
were there.
took the energy equivalent of like an atomic bomb almost. Not the devastation of it.
I know I
But
did.
like
God
the energy.
damn it.
Yeah, he was like Thor opening the eye.
The clothes are ripped and shit. Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, he's Wolverine at Wolverine, where he's covering the guy. Remember in Hiroshima,
in Nagasaki.
Nagasaki. Yeah,
That tickled.
yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. You're everything. You're all the things.
Yeah.
You're
So
Terminator. You're Wolverine.
I'm gonna end the story there. There's more to it, but what do you think? Do you think it's possible that in the 1940s we would work on time travel? Maybe solve it,
Yes.
and with Germany's scientists, perfect it.
The thing that I don't get is, so is it branch timelines or is it one timeline?
So I
'Cause
think
there's-
she created a branch timeline by the paradox of interacting with herself.
So without doing that, you
Yeah.
don't create a branch timeline, and it's all
Because they were able to save the
'cause that's
president
sort of-
and come back.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because that's taking two theories and like meshing them together.
But that's what the problem was, is that paradox is well, here's my answer to that. She hadn't gone back yet and seen herself.
Okay.
So the version of her that's there in the corner before she decides to come back
Okay.
wouldn't see her, right? The version of her that sees her is now a future version of herself.
Okay.
So she wouldn't have the memory of it. But when she comes back, if you don't have the memory of it when you come back, that means you've created a branch timeline. So that to me is what that is.
So they both exist?
It was a paradox. Yeah.
Okay, weird.
Yeah. So in some reality, there is a version of her that completely did that is on a completely different path.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that when you talk about time travel, it's just there's so much.
Yeah, so that's wild. Real
Yeah.
quick, let's take a fun little break and do something real quick here.
I do want to know what do you think this is a true story? That's kind of at the heart of what we're doing today.
That's what I'm saying is
Okay.
That's the only thing that fucking gets me is that it's a
Do you think it's just a good writer? Like a guy came up with a cool little story,
very specific
and didn't
stuff.
flesh out
I mean,
some of the
it's
stuff.
It's not impossible for someone to write something cool like that, but
Yep.
it's also not impossible.
Do you think it's based on something they had some
We
actual
know,
knowledge
Given
of?
Life said Manhattan Project in the
you
chat.
could have
Dude,
played
there's
with time
crazier
travel?
stuff. We've seen some crazy stuff happen.
Yeah.
Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it probable?
Is this a way to tell the story to get some of the information out there through a story? Maybe, right?
Sure.
Could this be someone part of the project that wants this out there, but they're telling it through the lens of like this missing persons case? But they want the people to know the reason you see things sometimes don't add up, or why the Fruit of the Loom logo does actually exist.
Well, yeah, with the cornucopia.
Yeah. what
Did you
people-
hear
they
about
found.
that?
Yeah, go for it. Tell us.
So
That's
there's
awesome.
Yeah. So
I knew it.
A woman
Yeah.
who heard about this Manhattan Project, heard about the Mandela effect. She's like, oh, okay, that sounds curious.
Yeah.
She hears the Fruit of the Loom one.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it for sure has a cornucopia.
Agreed. I know it
remember
did. I know it did.
1,000,000%. So she goes through her entire closet and can't find
Right.
anything. She asked friends, hey, let me go through your stuff. Let me go through your stuff. She goes as far as to look at like the old trademarks and all this stuff to see if there was anything.
They send out a thing saying these are all of our logos. There was never a cornucopia.
She asked Fruit of the Loom, did you ever have a cornucopia as part of the logo? They said absolutely.
She goes to the secondhand stores and anywhere where there's old clothes. Yeah.
Two things she finds in the archives of Fruit of the Loom with their trademarks and everything.
Yeah.
She finds a logo with the cornucopia. Not only that, she finds a T-shirt with the Fruit of the Loom.
I knew about the T-shirt. I didn't know about an old trademark.
Yeah, it was a mock-up with the cornucopia.
So why? Why do this?
Here's what people are saying. Is the reason they're doing this is because they want to see what it would take to make an entire society forget about something or make a major
change history.
Yeah, to basically change history.
Could you change history
and have people
everybody
accept it and have everyone accept it?
That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
So it's a psyop.
Yeah. Is it bullshit? Because this woman came out. She says, "Look," and there's a picture.
That's a creepy story on it.
It's a trip.
When I saw the Fruit of the Loom shirt and online, and she's showing it, I'm like, yes, thank you, because I know it existed. I know for a fact that was real.
Yeah, remember
I had
we did our Mandela
questions.
effect.
Yeah,
I'll put a title card right here, guys, so you can see our Mandela effect.
Yeah, good.
Wow.
No question in my mind.
Wow.
So I'm glad that she found that.
Dude, some of the like the Berenstain.
Yeah, come on, guys.
It was never
the Berenstain Bears.
The stupidest shit I ever heard.
Has anyone ever even said the word Berenstain? No one. That's not even a word. It's not even
was
a name.
movie. Before I knew what the DC character was, I knew about the movie Shazam with fucking homeboy.
How many people are named Bernstein? Berenstein. There's a billion. There's no one named Berenstain. It's just not even. It's not a name. It's just made up nonsense.
Why? If this is a psyop or whatever, why?
Why
that?
It's a great question. Why?
Maybe the answer is as simple as they want to do stuff that isn't mind blowing. They're not going to change
these the changes we're seeing. They're because of the effects of
simulation.
People changing stuff.
Oh yeah. And little things are a little warped a little bit.
Yeah.
Or is it just as simple as, hey, what if we just take the cornucopia away from the Fruit of the Loom logo? See if anybody will get too crazy about that.
See if anyone
like little small stuff. They're doing it.
But why pretend it never existed? Even when pressed.
That's still the point. You got to try and make it.
That's a wild experiment. I want to know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, why would Fruit
Given
of the Loom
Life thinks the Manhattan Project totally was digging into time travel. He says that it totally exists. And that they want to wipe out memories. They threw away T-shirts years ago that had the logo, just like the Sinbad thing that we watched in a former episode.
So, dude, I have a Marvel thing.
Let's take a Marvel minute break.
So you want to do the?
I do. If we're gonna do it, we gotta do the logo, baby.
Marvel Minute.
That's so cool. Look at all that fun. Look how much fun we have on this show.
Look
if
at all
this is your
that
first
laughter.
time here, man. You guys missed all that. Go through the catalog. Have fun.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. God bless you. You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
See it for the first time.
So, dude, check it out. So, when I say Spider-Man's origin story in the MCU, what do you think?
What do I think?
Spider-Man's origin story.
In the MCU. I think it happened off camera. You talking about the spider bite?
His origin story.
He alludes
whatever that means to you.
Okay, yeah. He alludes that he got bit by a radioactive spider. He tells the story to Ned Leeds that it gave him powers. Yeah. We don't know much about Uncle Ben. We know that he lost Uncle Ben and that it hurt Aunt May, but it's not the same as it happened like for Toby, right? Where it happened, so he hunted him down. It wasn't that. So it's more Aunt May is his Uncle Ben, I guess, is where I'm going with it.
So we didn't see the spider bite. So when I say you say off screen,
right?
I never saw it.
Right, exactly.
So what if we did see Spider-Man's origin story?
Okay.
Just Tom Holland's origin is different.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So check this out though. And then I'd even go as far as to say where we are now with Spider-Man is the beginning that we're sort of used to with all the other Spider-Man. So check this out. So in Spider-Man Civil War, first time we meet him, Tony Stark is the one who finds him, and he's like, oh, let me go recruit this guy to our team.
When
right?
he finds him, he's just wearing pajamas,
Literally,
no
like
joke,
pajamas,
and like, you know, stopping bus crashes and bikes that are stolen.
Yeah. So
he's not Spider-Man.
In Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man,
Yeah,
there is no Tony Stark. There is no Captain
exactly.
America,
That's
right?
the difference. You're
so
right.
in a world,
Yeah.
where Iron Man and Spider-Man live simultaneously,
Yeah.
there would be, in a world with Iron Man, there would be Tony Stark being like, I want that guy on my team.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So there's a big difference right
I'll
there.
make you your suit.
Yeah.
That takes that away from him.
100%.
So Tony Stark kind of robbed our Spider-Man of being able to grow into Spider-Man.
Yeah, of his like origin story that we know. Yeah, we know he got bit by the spider. That's all off camera.
That's all we know. Yeah.
But that's all we know. Yeah. So because it's a world filled with other superheroes, he was sort of robbed of that, like you said, right?
Yeah.
So also, Spider-Man, a big thing that happens to him is the death of Gwen Stacy, right?
Right.
So in the Amazing Spider-Man, we get to see that happen, the love of his life, and she passes when he tries to catch her with the web. but
Yeah,
her neck
that's the
snaps. It sucks.
roughest scene, dude.
So, but here's what I pose: is this MCU Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, went through all of this that we're seeing in the MCU. This is his origin story leading up to the very moment that we're at now, which is basically sort of like the moments we've got from the previous Spider-Man. So what I'm saying is, and it's so brilliant, No Way Home is like a genius movie if you think about it. So check it out.
There you go. Okay. So No Way Home.
Yeah. So No Way Home is like the crux of this, really.
Okay.
So check it out. So instead of, like you said, him hunting down Uncle Ben's killer,
Right.
and that whole storyline where he hunts him down and kills him, and then he feels the guilt, is racked with the guilt. Tobey Maguire, who lived that, comes and stops him from killing Aunt May, who in this timeline is basically our Uncle Ben. She even says...
Stops him from killing Aunt May's killer.
Aunt May's killer, which is basically our Uncle Ben.
Yep. Because she takes his place.
She 100% takes Uncle Ben's place.
Yeah.
She even says, with great power comes great responsibility.
So Aunt May is Tom Holland's Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Okay.
Yes. Aunt May is Tom Holland's
she
Uncle
dies
Ben.
in No Way Home. So you're saying No Way Home is Spider-Man's origin story.
To an extent. Yeah.
Okay.
So everything we saw up to and then at the end of.
So he was robbed of his origin story from Stark. And now we get No Way
because
Home.
there's other heroes in the world.
Yeah.
And because there's a multiverse. So what happens is he's robbed of that. He never kills Green Goblin,
which is great.
He never kills Green Goblin, who was the killer of his Uncle Ben, Aunt May, because he's stopped by Tobey Maguire.
The guy who did
go through with killing Uncle Ben's killer.
Perfect.
And then Gwen Stacy, who is the love of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man's life, she dies, but in this timeline, MJ is about to die and is saved by who?
By the Amazing Spider-Man. So
Andrew
he doesn't.
Garfield.
So Holland doesn't have to go through the pain of losing the love of his life, because he steps in and stops that.
The Spider-Men from other universes who have already gone through the trauma, prevent him from going through the same trauma. Though his aunt was still killed by now Green Goblin, as opposed to just some guy on the street. So he's still going through the trauma, but they prevent him from that. But he has more trauma.
To make him like the
he
best
still loses,
of them.
He still loses Aunt May, which is like his Uncle Ben. He still loses Stark, which we never had a Stark in the other universes. So the other universe Spider-Man stop him from going through these traumas, but he already has his own traumas. And then where do we leave off with Spider-Man at the very end of No Way Home?
With a sewing machine.
Sewing his own suit, hitting the streets.
Which he never got a chance to do any of that because Stark stepped in and made a suit for him.
And then Doctor Strange told the world, you don't know who the fuck Spider-Man is.
So it's a reboot. Yeah, so let's restart. Now you are... You could say, and then remember they made all these jokes that you're not Spider-Boy, Spider-Ling. Nobody ever called him Spider-Man except for himself.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't earned it yet. He hadn't actually become
Spider-Boy, the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he never got a chance to do it until he lost Aunt May and learned that lesson, that great power comes great responsibility, and went through that trauma. Once that happened,
boom, bitches.
That's when he actually became the Spider-Man. And now he's making his own suit. He's doing his own...
Now he's sort of living the life that
a Spider-Man should.
Assume would be the origin of a Spider-Man. So the MCU just changed his origin story and added these characters from other universes.
Because he had Tony Stark, he had the Avengers, the others didn't,
and he had two other Spider-Men.
Why did the other Spider-Men make the suits? Why did they do that? To hunt this guy, to hunt down who they wanted to get because of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
He never had to go through that. He was wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, but then his Uncle Ben, Aunt May, was killed by the Green Goblin, and now he's like, I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch and stop by Toby's.
That's the best. The look that Toby gives him while he's holding that thing.
Not a word spoken.
No need,
Just
man.
come
Yeah,
on, bro.
like
You're
I
better-
told
you're better
you.
than this.
I told you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted, and
And Garfield,
better.
I stopped pulling my punches, all that.
Yep.
And as soon as MJ gets thrown down by Green Goblin, which is how Gwen Stacy
love
dies.
when he like just grabs because you
He's
think
like,
Holland's
no!
got her.
Yeah.
And Goblin laughing
takes
the
him
whole
away.
time. So good.
Yeah, and then so Garfield's like, no.
Cool.
Jumps, grabs her, does it the right way, grabs her, uses the web to bounce him instead of her, and drops her gently.
He got to do it the right way. So yeah, he got to heal a little bit there, and
Everyone
even
got their
Toby got to
cathartic
heal a
moment.
little bit by preventing the murder of
So
Green
the
Goblin.
MCU Spider-Man is the coolest
And the
origin
best of
story because they had the intervention of
Yeah.
other Spider-Man and Tony and of Captain America, and he had all these people around him to help intervene in his story. Great theory. I believe it is.
I think it's more than a theory. I think that's it.
That's the facts.
I think that's the
that's
story.
the facts of it, Jack.
Yeah. To recap your story, Spider-Man is No Way Home made Spider-Man an actual Spider-Man. That Tony Stark had robbed him from an entire origin story where he goes through these trials and tribulations, has to make his own suit, has to avenge the death of his Uncle Ben. He didn't get any of that. No. So he gets it in No Way Home with Aunt May and starts making his own suit like his variants.
And his MJ or Gwen Stacy doesn't die.
He doesn't lose. So he doesn't have to pull his, so he can still pull his punches because he didn't lose her.
Yep.
And he's not a killer and just haunted by the guilt.
Toby stopped
because
him from
Toby
killing
saved
Goblin.
him from making that mistake.
Fucking
making
great.
Tom Holland the best of them. He's the best of all of the Spider-Man.
He was the best of us.
What are you mad about them bringing them back so soon? So many people are pissed.
It's crazy that they're mad about something.
Why would you
so
be mad about
beautiful and awesome,
dude?
It's fucking
Things
nuts.
don't last forever. These guys are aging. Some people get into car accidents. Like Black Panther's gone. Do it while we can do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. We all loved seeing Spider-Man together.
Let's be honest. We should have gotten.
Why would you take this away?
We should have gotten MCU X-Men like 5 years ago. We should have we should be like 3-4 movies deep. It's so fucking dumb.
They've been moving slowly, but yeah, good Marvel minute.
Space.
I love
Snail
that.
Space.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the freaking Marvel minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So lots of fun, lots of cool stories. Again, guys, if you want to call in, you know the number, 1-800-TPTNS4. Jessica Brittany, I do agree and like the new movies with Tom Holland better.
Yeah, Tom Holland, dude. He's the Spider-Man. Good for him for turning down bad scripts.
What are you, the Spiderling, Spider-Boy? Yeah. Spider-Man 4. Yeah. He's like, oh, not good enough. I got the power.
He learned a lot from Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, everyone did. Everyone did.
Yeah.
He changed the game. So, dude, I got one about aliens and shit.
Dude,
I don't know if you
I have to hear it.
So, is there anything you want to discuss
alien
in between that? Because it can be a long one. It can be a long one.
No, nothing to discuss in between. A lot going on out there right now, dude. This is a timely story in the world of aliens. It was just Jeremy Corbell's birthday. He had done an episode of Weaponized, and it was just an unleashed version of Jeremy Corbell. He came after what's his name, the old head of Arrow, Kirkpatrick. He called him out,
get your ass kicked worse
hard,
than the little Limp Bizkit bastards.
calling him just a liar and a goon for the military-industrial complex.
Yeah,
and that he is just a blatant liar. And he tried to turn Arrow into Blue Book, and he's glad he's gone. Like he called him out hard.
Corbell did, of course.
Yeah,
nice. Given Life said, "I like Miles as Spider-Man." Me too, buddy. Me too. He's a good
dude, and his movies are top tier,
top notch. Yeah. So
We'll see him.
this guy, I've
We'll see
actually
him.
mentioned him before. Stan Romanek.
Okay.
So have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? So it's pretty wild, dude. This is a guy who claims, and I've told you about it a little bit.
Yeah.
A guy who claims that he has not only seen UFOs, but he's had first contact.
Cool.
Is that what it's called?
First contact would be like
He's had
First contact.
He's had the fourth kind. Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He's been abducted, my
yeah.
guy. How do you want me to fucking phrase it?
A close encounter.
No, closer than close. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase has the fucking good
Thank you, Chase.
donation. Love the story time episode. Story
Good
time.
man.
So hey, and guys, please, if you want to call in, you don't even have to have a story. You could just a little bounce back with us.
Interact,
about
talk to us. Yeah, like, subscribe too. We love the donations.
Tell
Thank
them,
you
Jay.
so much. But
Let 'em know.
like, subscribe, share. That helps the channel so much. Let's get these stories out there on the internet. Let's hear what everybody has to say. I'd love to get some input.
For sure.
Yeah.
And guys, if you want a cool badge next to your name like CTB, you could become a member. It's always an option. We appreciate everything. Thank you guys so much. Anyway, back to the show.
Back to the show.
Back to the show. So, and just let us know in the chat if you want to call in, and then you just go to the Discord or you know how to do it. Yeah. Anyway, so check it out, man. So this guy's Stan Romanek. So he has over like 200 documented files and instances of first contact, second contact, third contact, fourth contact.
Close encounters. So he's
He's
been abducted that many times?
So it starts off, he's seeing UFOs all the time. All the time. I'm cooking shrimp and Italian sausage. Linguine. Bomb.
I love giving like I love it that when he tells us stuff like that.
I know, right? So this guy, he sees UFOs up the wazoo, baby.
Yeah.
Okay? So he takes pictures all the time, always filming, right?
Yeah.
So he sees.
So
all
he's
these
got
UFOs.
evidence.
Dude,
He's not just talking shit.
audio files. I'm talking pictures, videos, everything you can.
He's got
imagine.
the goods.
He's got
Is what you're saying.
the fucking good, to say the least. So check
post
this out.
that shit, dude.
Yeah. So check this out.
Yeah.
So first, he's on the phone with his like girl, right, long distance girlfriend, and they're talking, and he's like, "Hold on." He pulls over.
They're talking and they're like, "This is never gonna work.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm done with you."
Long distance really it's just not gonna happen."
Yeah, no. He's talking. He's like, "Oh my God." He sees like UFO. He's like, "There's a UFO. Call me. Following me. I'll call you back. Let me film
Following
it.
me?
Let me film it."
Did I tell you when this happened? This happened to me. I got followed by a UFO. Straight up, real life.
Name's Stan Romanek.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you did. Go on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to tell you the
What's
story
up,
or
Shane?
no?
How long is it?
Pretty quick. I was driving down the freeway and I saw this green, this bright green light in the sky.
Cool. Anyway.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that is or whatever, right?
Or whatever.
And as I continue to drive, and I'm driving far across town, it stays with me the whole time. I'm like, is it following me or is it just like in a position where
hold on. So you're driving, you're looking out your passenger window, your driver's side window, your front window?
I have to like look up through my sunroof to see it at certain points. It's right above me. Sometimes it's in front of me.
So it's like Goodfellas. Karen, I swear this helicopter's been following us the whole time. Like my brother,
Is this the biggest
Michael
bottle
saw
of
it.
water you've ever seen?
It's so ridiculous.
It's like a
fucking
prop.
ridiculous.
Like I'm Carrot Top all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I got followed by UFOs.
Yeah, let me have a sip of my water. Oh, glug, 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 glug. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, spit it out, dude.
Yeah,
That was great. Okay. My ridiculous water's done.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, continue. Continue the joke.
You know they have Topo Chico with alcohol in it? It's actually...
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't care.
I heard about it on the news.
Yeah.
Me and my wife one time seeing a jumbo jet stuck in motion.
Okay. Glitch in reality.
Glitch in the Matrix.
That's weird. I've seen a lot of videos of those.
So, speaking of videos...
So this guy's got 200 abductions.
So, no. No.
They're playing with his
Balls.
body parts.
Mostly balls.
No, I was thinking...
This guy has 200 abductions.
Is that what you said? Isn't that what you said?
200 pieces of evidence.
Okay,
of,
200 encounters.
of first, second, third, fourth encounters.
Okay.
Right? All of the above. So abductions, maybe we'll get there.
So he's the most. He's aliens
all
love
the
this guy.
aliens care about.
Yeah.
Apparently. So check this out though. So he sees first. He's like, oh my god, this fucking thing's following me. So he goes and films it, and he sends it to his little girlfriend. Right?
Yeah,
And she's like, holy
good.
shit, that's pretty wild. It's like
Yeah.
right there. But he after weeks and weeks has dozens of these.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, he meets up with his girlfriend. They get married. They move in together, and he's having these crazy events where on his security cameras he'll see little things like orbs, but they look like intelligent, like they're moving around, like they know what's what.
There's always paranormal activity when it comes to UFOs.
well-
That's something that the government even logged
next
or documented.
they have evidence of high strangeness.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
shadow people to voices to banging to
Dude.
all the ghost shit.
Oh, so he lived at Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah. Oh, you heard the story? No. Basically, his house became Skinwalker Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
In pictures, you would see ghostly apparition, terrifying
Dogs smoking cigarettes in his living room.
shit. Yeah,
playing
right.
poker.
Yeah, it's fucking the craziest version of Skinwalker Ranch.
Come on.
But no, come on. But seriously, it's the craziest shit, right? Ghosts every night. He's UFOs outside the window.
Yeah.
Craziest stuff. Then it
super
starts.
weird.
It starts getting a little crazier.
Okay.
First, he's getting some phone calls, and it's.
They're calling him on the phone.
And he's like, hello. And he's like, hello, Starseed.
No,
It's like,
stop
dude,
it.
Straight up. He has the audio recordings.
Starseed.
He's like, who is this? And he's like, it doesn't matter who I am. What matters is our plan.
no one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
No, but he doesn't say that. But he does. He's like, who is this?
He doesn't say
and they're
that.
like, Starseed, you are very important. We have been watching you, and we will do everything we can to
Like watching you all the time.
yeah,
Like
we'll do everything we can to help. He's like, sending me money will help. He's like,
he says that.
he literally
Good
says
for
that.
him.
I know, I'd say the same shit. I'm
Good
like,
for him.
send me some fucking loot then,
Yeah.
boy. And they're like, that is not that you can get on your own. Like that's not the fucking shit we're talking
But
about.
I'm not doing so good
Yeah.
at it. So
Pretty
maybe like
rough out here.
materialize some gold bars.
They also say you shouldn't have moved there. You are in their backyard when he moved to New Mexico.
their backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's like others.
Ooh, yeah.
The others.
Ooh.
Others.
Others. Yeah, the best. Lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, who was? Oh yeah, Jin, whatever. Others.
That's
When
like
he's trying
the
to explain
big-
it
the
to him,
big moment, yeah.
Yeah, he runs out of the jungle.
Yeah.
Others. And I'm like, what? Others.
That's pretty
Do you
easy word
speak
to understand.
Cantonese or Korean?
Cantonese.
Yeah. Others.
Yeah.
I speak English now. It's
Yeah, this is easy.
yeah. My lying wife taught me. So my lying bitch of a wife. No, so then
Okay.
so dude, he starts seeing seeing little things popping out of like the side of his window, and he's taking all these pictures, sets up a camera, and you see this like alien pop its head through the
No.
window. Dude. And it just like looks around and then
So they're like really into him,
dude really into him.
and they're like worried about him
They're
too.
even calling him saying, we're worried about you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have moved to New Mexico. Now you're in their backyard.
Yeah, why New Mexico? Why do they love it there?
I don't know. And who's
where they crash.
backyard, like you were saying? Who's backyard, right? So one day, he's chilling there, and he goes outside. He goes to fix something on his roof, right?
Yeah.
You nerd.
No, because I
know,
keep
'cause you're
hearing
upset.
but
But,
high strangeness.
Yeah. So he goes to fix something, and he falls down and falls onto a wheelbarrow full of bricks. Busts his knee up. Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking ruins his knee.
That's like a cartoon moment.
I know,
Like
right?
who falls onto a wheelbarrow of bricks?
Not really. But then after that, an anvil falls out of the sky.
Yeah, there you go.
It says Acme on it.
No, he goes to walk through the door, but it was a door painted on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he turns around and then to go through this into the sunset, and he crashes into it. But yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly.
High strangeness.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more like the worst thing ever. Yeah.
His wife's got a can
Use your words. Yeah, you got this.
There's
Can
a
of paint.
can of paint. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Camped.
Yeah, she has a can of paint.
Can.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. And then she paints herself.
She has an Acme rocket on her back.
Anyway, enough.
Yeah, we've gone really far.
Off the rails. So check it out. So
no, dude, he's seeing aliens in his windows.
He's seeing
That's where I'm like blown away.
High Strangest. He's seeing ghosts. He's seeing aliens. He's seeing fucking UFOs every day.
An orb here and there is like, okay, but an alien face in the window.
Alien face in the window.
Starseed.
That calls.
Yeah.
Consistent phone calls. So he goes. He breaks his knee. Right.
Yeah.
And
you didn't see this?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
You couldn't stop this?
Yeah. That's the best. Ocean's 12. But no, so then, anyway, let me tell the story. So he falls, breaks his knee. So he goes to the doctor. Yeah. And like, oh, your knee's torn to shreds. Okay. So they're like, well, we'll schedule surgery for Thursday. They give him a nice little knee brace, right? So he's walking around,
We did an x-ray and we found high strangeness.
We found
in your
this
knee.
alien.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
knee.
We found tracking devices all over your knee.
Yeah. Yeah, it says CIA under it. Anyway, so he goes with his busted knee. Now he's limping around. He's like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, this sucks.
He keeps having strange dreams of remembering crazy stuff, right? Right. This one dream he has.
And dreams are weird on their own.
He walks out and he says, this is not a dream. This is fact. This guy, Stan, walks out. He hears the door, someone at the door.
Okay.
So he hears his sister answer the door.
Yeah.
And
which is normal.
Then it's like silent.
Yeah.
So he's like, she let them in? Like she didn't close the door. So he walks outside and she's standing there with her mouth open.
Oh!
Staring up at the ceiling, frozen in time.
No. That's the scariest thing ever. So he's the mouth open thing gets me every time.
Yeah. So
I hate that shit.
He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Don't they do that in like Fourth Kind, like at some point too? Maybe. Oh yeah, where the guy floats up and he has the face. Yeah, dude, I can't handle that shit.
Yeah. But so he's like, sister Samantha.
No, I don't like this.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know? And she won't move. And he looks and he sees a tall woman.
She's holding a can of paint too.
Yeah. And then his sister's behind him. Yeah. He just drew a picture of his sister. No. So then he sees this tall woman who did not look normal. Yeah. And two men next to her.
Oh, they show up.
They show up.
They came to say hi.
Yeah. And he's like.
So they freeze everyone like Professor X.
He's like, what the fuck? And he literally feels like a jolt in his body and he can't move. And then next thing he knows, he like wakes up and they're carrying him on his balcony out to a UFO standing like chilling right here. Yeah. In his lawn. Okay. So he wakes up and his instinct is to fight. So he goes to throw a punch and he feels like 3 taps on the back of his head and then he just goes limp again. Ugh. He wakes up in what he can only describe as a UFO.
Cool.
And there's a woman there.
Awful way to get there, but
yeah.
It's cool.
But you made it, pal.
Yeah.
So and then he wakes up next to this woman and he's like recognizes this woman. He's like, I've seen her in my dreams a million times. Right?
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
He sees her all the time. And he's like, this shit's crazy, wild and crazy, right? And so he's like, what's going on? Yeah. What's happening? He gets back, teleported, whatever, wakes up in his bedroom like nothing ever fucking happened. His sister's like, I never answered the door last night, you weirdo. What are you talking about, kiddo? Anyway, so he goes and he's walking around. His wife is like looking at him all weird. He's like, what's wrong? And she's like, do you notice anything? And he's like, he walks over to her like, what do you mean?
Oh, and he walks over to her.
Yeah, she's like, your brace is gone. Where's your leg brace?
They fixed it.
And he's like, holy shit, my knee. I have no problem. He goes to the doctor's office and he's like...
And he kicks a brick wall and it breaks it.
Yeah, he's the dark guy. He's like, Doc, I don't know what to tell you.
Bane.
He's like, you're going to think this is so weird. The doctor looks at it. He sees three little holes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so there's evidence here.
3 like perfect little holes in like a triangle shape.
Dude, there's like medical documentation.
Records, yeah. 3 little holes. The doctor looks at it and he records everything the doctor says, the whole visit. Awesome. And the doctor's like, you didn't go to another office? Like, he doesn't even know what to say, how to think. And he's like,
because even he's probably like, I couldn't have fixed it.
He's like, he's like, where's your leg brace? He's like, I don't know. He's like, you don't know where your leg brace is? He's like, when did you take it off? He's like, I didn't. He's like, what?
There's a bunch of like glyph signatures on it, like they all signed his cast.
Well, dude, check it out. So they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, your knee, we did X-rays, it's fine. Like, I don't know what happened.
It's better than fine.
The only
yeah.
thing that changed is we see these puncture,
yeah.
these like strange, like burn marks almost. And there's multiple on his body over time.
Laser surgery. Like when they find the mutilated cattle, how it's like precision, like burnt, like that technology basically.
Dude, check it out.
Yeah.
When he goes back to his house, he's like, where the fuck is my leg brace?
Yeah.
So he goes searching. He finds it in 2 pieces
On the roof.
near the wheelbarrow, actually, burnt and twisted. Oh, fucking, yeah. The metal burnt and twisted.
Yeah.
And another piece of it way over here. And in the lawn, there's this dark, like, burn.
Yeah, that's
And
wacky,
and then
dude.
check it out. And then on the paneling of
So
his,
there's evidence of a landing.
dude, and then on the paneling of his house, you can literally see an outline. So here's his security camera.
Yeah.
And here's like the wall. You see like an outline around, a big outline around where the security camera is. And the security camera goes blank. They try to see if they can see it.
Yes.
It just turns off.
Dude, this is awesome.
Check it out. So hours later, he hears rustling around outside. He comes out. There's a guy, there's 2 guys working on the paneling, ripping it off. And they're like, what's going on? He's like, what the fuck you guys doing? And he's like,
I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, your landlord, he sent us out. He's
No.
paying for everything. Yeah. And so he tries to call the landlord. Landlord isn't answering. So he's like, whatever. They
This is
he's
the
filming
landlord.
them. Yeah.
Is this Starseed?
Yeah. He's filming them.
Yeah.
And they just won't look at the camera, won't answer any questions. And he's like, I don't want this, blah, blah, blah. Won't even look at him again. He gets the name of the company, everything.
Okay.
Films it. When they're not looking, he grabs a piece of the paneling.
Yeah.
Right. And so finds out the company isn't real.
So there was like evidence on the paneling.
Gets a hold of his landlord. Said, I never fucking commissioned that. He's like, I ain't paying for that fucking bullshit.
So
He's
is that like Men in Black stuff?
So we'll see. We'll find out. So he's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
This is crazy, right?
What a life.
Legs
to
fixed.
Deal
Yep.
with.
Legs fixed. Paneling
cool.
removed.
Yeah.
Changed. New paneling. He's heading to work one day, and this van is following him. And he's like, what's going on? So he pulls into like the side where his work is. The van pulls up, and they're like, you better stop fucking opening your mouth. You better shut up. All the shit you're seeing, you better
Whoa.
cut it out.
Okay.
They start
So
fight-
then it is
They start beating his
one of
ass.
those.
Yeah,
What?
they start beating his ass.
They attacked
He tries to
him?
fight back. Yeah. They like break his arm and
They
shit.
break his
fuck him
knee
up.
again.
Yeah, I know. No, they like fuck him up and they say,
Oh, that's
keep your mouth shut.
crazy, dude.
And there's even witnesses, people who
This
saw
is the
him get,
Grush
like, jumped.
stuff. This is what Grush was talking about.
Yeah.
That they actually attack people.
Dude, so end of the story. He goes to a conference, right, to talk about aliens and UFO conference.
Yeah.
And he sees a woman that he recognizes. D Livewire! Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
You're the man. Thank you, sir. Hope
What a
this
kind
isn't
audience.
boring for
Appreciate you
everybody.
guys.
Is this boring?
Dude, what?
Okay.
You're telling me the only thing you didn't tell me is what happened to the circle in the lawn. Like, is it now just a bunch of daisies or something? Like they covered it up
No,
with flowers?
it's just burnt. Nothing will
So
grow.
that's still there.
Yeah.
They've got this evidence of. No, you're telling me aliens are showing up to this guy's house and hanging out with him.
Yeah. What did GL say?
He wanted to know what we think about the movie Nope.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a sec, yeah.
He said that we had a long conversation about it a long time ago, but
Yeah,
what do you think about the guy that disappeared after seeing the giant?
Oh, you got to tell us about that. Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
I know everything about that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about it though. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So anyway, he goes to this conference and he's but before he has to go on, he sees this woman that he recognizes. And he's like, where do I know this woman from?
Yeah.
This is the chick from the UFO.
That showed up when the sister had the paint.
Yeah, well, that he's seen on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's
So she's an alien.
he even thinks that they've fornicated before. He has a memory of them fornicating on the UFO.
Starseed.
So he's like, what the hell? As soon as he catches eyes with her and he registers, she turns over, looks at him, and her face is blank. She's like,
Oops.
do you know how I know you? He's
Yeah.
like, yeah. They both recognize. And they start talking about everything they remember.
Oh, she's a human that was also abducted.
Human being that was also
Oh,
abducted.
shoot.
And so she's there. They're like,
They remember seeing each other on the ship.
And so, later, cut to them again getting abducted. They're there, and even at the conference, they talked about, did they make us have sex? And he's like, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think
She's
his
like, "I'm pretty sure
wife would be like pissed about this?
She was furious about it.
Yeah, because
They would be on the phone
even though
for
it's not
hours,
his fault.
But she's the only person he could fucking relate.
Oh, they
that
would
could
like
relate to
talk though
for hours, and his wife hated it.
I don't think that's cool.
And she says, I think she's a lovely woman, but I just hated how close they were and how they had this connection that him and I could never have.
That sucks for her. Yeah.
Yeah. So next time they're in the UFO, he sees the woman again, right? But they recognize each other, like, hey, Cindy, hey, Stan, they recognize each other. And a bunch of little kids, like half-breeds. Some look more alien than others. Some look more human than others. They all run up and like hug them. And she immediately knows these are my children.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude, what?
He takes him a beat, and then he figures out,
and shit, this is all documented.
Our kids, all documented.
So
pictures,
then do you
audio.
believe that aliens are creating?
Procreating? Yeah, dude. Very possibly. So next thing is he starts bawling when the kids are like crawling because he's like, I don't want. He's like, they're like, don't leave us again, please don't leave us again.
Oh,
he's like, I have no fucking choice. Yeah, he goes and he gets a call and you can hardly hear it, but he records it. Yeah, and it's like, we can't talk so long. It's a little girl's voice, but I'm gonna get to see you soon.
Oh, dude.
And he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get to see me when? He's on a 3-way call with like him and like some other UFO or the girl that he always meets up with, and some other UFO expert, and they're all on the phone together. And so he goes to another UFO conference where he's talking, and this little girl runs up to him and hands him flowers, right? And she looks a little odd, but finally they capture a picture of her, and you see like she has regular looking eyes, but like makeup is covering like this huge portion around.
Oh, they try to make her look human.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
and
weird.
She's there. There's a little girl surrounded by grown ass adults.
Yeah.
Staring, listening to this guy talk about UFOs and aliens and shit. And as soon as it's over, she disappears. She's gone. And everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
So, here's the crazy part. CIA tried to whoop his ass or whoever they are. So they made a whole documentary about him. And call it what you want, call it reality or call it trying to discredit somebody. He's now getting CP allegations against him.
What?
Yeah, they're saying.
Oh, that's
the go-to, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a great way to discredit somebody.
They're saying no, this guy, don't listen to him. CP. Yeah.
Oh, dude. If that's what a setup, that is the worst thing you could do to somebody.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Oh, dude.
Up? Yeah. So there's a movie about it, and it's called something.
Starseed?
No, yeah. It's look up the Stan Romanek. It's what's another term for unbelievable? Like that's related to aliens. It doesn't matter. It's like it's like called like unsolved, something like that.
Okay.
It starts with an E. Extreme.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Extraordinary. The Stan Romanek story. Look it up online, guys.
Oh, that's cool. There's a documentary.
And it shows all the footage and everything. It's fucking wicked, dude.
Oh, dude.
Wicked.
What? But, that's like the best evidence ever.
Oh no, it really is.
I wonder if it's so out there that's why none of the mainstream ufologists, like the naps and stuff, talk about it. It's because they know when the public's not going to accept something. You can't go too far.
Well, yeah, some people joke about it. They're like, dude, you see that video of the alien that looks like a guy in a mask? It looks so fake. To me, it doesn't look fake. It blinks and shit. It's like, how do you have the mask do that? I don't know. But it's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
That's a wild story.
Dude, CTB with that membership logo next to her name.
It is cool.
A badge
looking.
of honor.
Yeah. It's pretty badass.
You want to tell? Is anyone calling in?
I don't know. But the Given Life story, it's an interesting story, but we don't know if it's true. It could be fake, or it could be someone trying to tell him it's to say it's fake. But this is what happened. So this guy on YouTube, he records a video of a mountain where there's a guy at the top of it. From the distance and the size of the mountain, the man would had to have been fucking 30 feet tall, like a legit giant, right? Then he starts showing videos that overnight, this big radio tower base station just appears like within maybe a day or two after the sighting. So someone went up there and built this whole station on top of a mountain within days, which a project like that would take months. So he shows that. And now because he's showing all this stuff, he starts also showing videos of the black helicopter circling his house, a car following him. He tries to drive up the mountain to get to that station to show the audience like what's up there. Yeah. And he gets pulled over by an unmarked that says, "Park's closed, turn around." And he goes, "Is this a public park? Why? It's not after hours. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to go up there." He said, "I said it's closed." And he's recording like on his camera, like where, in his kind of to the side so the guy can't see he's recording it. And he's like, "I said turn around." And he like really, you can tell he's being kind of threatening.
He said, "I said turn around."
Yeah, right. Yeah. And makes him leave. The guy disappears for like a while, then makes this video randomly saying, "Guys, it was all a big hoax. I made everything up. Stop messaging me."
It's like the Las Vegas alien kid.
Right. Where he never said he made it up. The Las Vegas kid just said, "I don't want the attention. I please stop asking me about this. I wish it never happened." This guy more says, "I made it all up. It was all just a big hoax. Please stop with all of the, don't hit me up about this anymore. It was all fake."
Okay.
The video, what sucks about the video where he's like, "Guys, it's fake." It's not like, "Yo, gotcha." Blah. His demeanor is, he looks unhealthy. He looks like he's lost weight. He looks like he hasn't slept.
Oh shit.
And he's like all like, "Guys, it's just fake. Please just stop."
Yeah.
Like, "I'm getting hurt." Like,
yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, this is causing me real problems in my life.
Can I show you the little girl?
Yeah, show me the Starseed child.
So there's Stan on the left.
Yeah.
With his CP allegations.
Oh, man.
And there's the little girl.
Oh, she looks alien as hell.
I know. Like trying to look like she's normal.
She's an alien, wearing makeup. Look at the shape of the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, that's one of his photos, bottom left. See that?
Yeah.
So that was on his camera. He didn't know how it got there.
It's like his kids leaving him like cute little like, "Hey, Dad."
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the horrifying images. Yeah. That's his kid. I guess leaving images.
So, have you heard of the Dodelston letters?
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't heard of the fucking Dodelstons, bro?
Dude, honestly, I'm surprised that not everybody has, because this is one of the greatest paranormal stories of all time. There's receipts. There's so much documentation here. There was a real study done, but not enough people know about this story, and I'm so surprised that we haven't talked about it on this show yet. So that's the last story I want to tell today is the Dodelston letters. It could be its own freaking episode. That's how much information there is. So I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to give you the major points. And I want to know what you think about this. So in
took them to Guantanamo Bay, he said. Sorry,
right?
Chase said,
it's a question.
Just looked at the alien footage by him. Very strange indeed. Yes, it is. So here's one of the one of the videos. This is a screen grab from one of the videos. Look at that fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy.
Dude, post a picture of the food or email it to us or something. Given life. I want to see how it looks. I'm always excited about the food he cooks. He cooks like the best. Like it sounds like the best
fucking
food. Email it to us. You got the email?
He sure does. Or post it on the Discord.
Yeah, there you go. Discord it. Exactly. And then we can all see it and enjoy it and heart it and put emojis.
Yeah.
Dodelston letters. Okay. There's a small little town in between
Dodel and Stin.
London and Wales, I think
Wales.
It's just a small village. It's called.
It sounds like a small village.
It's called Dodelston. Yeah. So there's a couple, Ken and Barb, that move in there. They're teachers.
McKenna, there she is. McKenna.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Sorry,
we're telling the story about the Dodelston letters. So there's these two teachers in 1984. They move into this little house in Dodelston. It's a very old village.
Okay.
And the building they live in was built on top of an older structure. This little village has been there for hundreds of years. It's, you know, everything across the pond has been there a long time, right?
Across the pond. Yeah, sure.
So they have a little computer. Like I said, it's 84. They've got this little BBC computer. And one day they see a file on the computer that they didn't make or write, right? So they open the file, and it's a text file, and it's written in Old English. And it's like, it's basically an introduction letter. Hey, you guys, like, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm not sure how you're able to talk to me, but
I wish McKenna would call. Yeah, for sure. Chase.
Yeah, you seem like good people. How is life in your time? Things here are pretty simple. I don't have a lot of schooling, so I'm not sure I understand a lot of what you're saying, but it's good to know that good people like you are living in my house in your time. And he's
frequency.
Right. So they're like, wait, what? They think it's a hoax, one of their friends, but it's written in Old English. And there's even like slurs and things from that time period that somebody who just studies Old English wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's weird.
Dude, you remember the movie Frequency?
Of course. Yeah.
Where his dad
he talked, through an Aurora Borealis. He's able to contact his dad through what are those radios? The shortwave
radios, yeah.
What are they called though? Curd. No, there's a name for it.
Shortwave radios.
No, they call it
AB. What is it?
Yeah, exactly.
AB radio.
It's close. You're close.
I'm so close.
Yeah, a B.
AB radio.
Shit.
Well, what does it stand for? It stands for alternative
broadcast. Something broadcast.
I think it's AB radio.
It's not AB. It's a
CB. CB radio.
Radio. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Tucker Carlson in Moscow, looking forward to the interview as the media is
with
going
Putin. Yeah,
nuts.
That'll be interesting.
D Livar helped us. CB radio.
Yes, I am very interested to hear that interview. Yeah.
And D Livar caught us with the CB. Thank you.
Nice. Yep. CB radio. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's a great movie.
What does
Frequency.
CB stand for?
Something banned. Hey, Livewire, you know the answer to this. You just seem like live something wire, banned? You would know about wires. CB radio. What does it stand for? It's something banned. So, something. Damn it! Contraband. I even know what this stands for, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't help the story. So this is somehow on a computer though. This guy is talking to them, introducing himself in Old English. They think it's a hoax.
Weird.
They're teachers. They bring it to the school. They bring it to an English professor, and he says, "This is Old English. This matches up to the 16th century, right? Or the 16th century." And the guy in the letter says he's from the year 1541. So the time period of the English and the phrasing matches the time period that the professor says it's from.
Citizen band. CTB.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
So, that makes sense. Citizen.
Does it?
Yeah, citizen.
It doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Citizen band.
I knew it was band, but citizen?
That's What's up, New York? We are Citizen Band.
This is a good story. Hold on.
I'm listening.
Okay, so they don't believe it. They think it might be a hoax. Then they start getting more letters. The guy saying, just...
By letters, you mean files on their computer.
Files on their computer, yeah. So more word text files on their computer.
Okay.
How are things in your time? Who is king? My king is Henry V. He is 36 years old. Blah, 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 blah. Things like that.
Anal fissures.
So they bring that to the professor. The professor's like, a lot of the facts are wrong for this time period, though. Like, he's got the age of the king wrong. He's got some other little facts are wrong. So it's weird, but the English is dead accurate.
Yeah.
Which is strange. So, but whoever's doing it, they have their facts wrong.
Whoever's doing it has such good knowledge of Old English, but doesn't know how old the king should be in 1514.
And maybe, things are different back then and news travels, but you would know the king's age. It just seemed like certain facts he should have known, even
his anal
back
fissures
then,
are doing
right?
fine.
400 years ago.
He never had anal fissures.
So, they think that's strange. Eventually, they find out because he reveals to them, he goes, actually, I thought you would be from the year 2109, like your other friend. And they're like, our other friend? What are you talking about? He goes, the other person that talks to me. So there's a third party who's talking to this guy from the 1500s. And his name is 2109.
Wait, 21.
His name is 2109. So he thinks that he's from the year 2109, right? So now he gives him his real name. He goes, my name, he's been calling himself Lucas this whole time. He goes, my name is actually, I have his actual name here. My actual name,
Lucas.
No, it's Thomas Harden. He goes, my real name's actually Thomas Harden. He was using a pseudonym at first because he wasn't sure.
Who am I talking to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he gives him his real name. They look it up. There was an actual Thomas Harden that used to live in this village back in the 1500s at this time.
And he
right?
died.
He starts talking about his house. He's like, it's a humble home made of, red sandstone brick, blah, blah, blah.
I'll hide a wallet in...
the house isn't made of that, right?
Frequency.
But they start digging and they look under the foundation of the house and they find red sandstone brick that was built over.
That's what he said was red sandstone?
Yeah.
And they find it.
They looked for it and found it. So the house is made of the material he said it was made of that wasn't unearthed yet.
No,
right?
Yeah.
So 2109 starts jumping in and starts talking to Ken and Deb and says, hello.
Via chat files.
Through these chat files.
So
I'm
they
2109.
turn the computer off and they come back and these files are just
right.
there?
Yeah. So
These word files?
Yeah, the word files just appear. Right. So that's why at first they think it's a hoax, but some of the facts are wrong. So
and who's sneaking in and putting fucking files on their computer?
They get scared thinking someone's breaking into the house.
Yeah.
They think, is someone living in the house and then coming down and they're actually afraid at this point, right?
Yeah.
Once 2109 gets involved, he goes, hey, I think somehow you learned Lucas's real name. That's a problem. You weren't supposed to know his real name. It could cause major issues. We need you to stop. So they get weirded out. Now they're like, we need to bring in like a paranormal expert or something. What? And mind you, while this is happening, they're getting paranormal activity in the house. Things are just being moved around.
Oh,
and they don't know who's
some
doing
high strangers
it.
action.
Yes, there is. Okay, so they bring in the Society of Paranormal Research, psychical research, they call it back then. Right. The Society of Psychical Research. So these guys come
cyclical
Their
research.
Their whole goal is to try and prove it's a hoax. So they're monitoring the teachers, Deb and Ken, that live in the house. They're monitoring 24/7 to make sure they never go near the computer, right? They start asking questions to 2109, but they don't tell what questions they're asking to Ken and Deb because they don't want them to be able to know what the questions are so they can't answer them for them, right? Because if they don't know the questions, how could they answer?
Makes sense.
2109 is answering all of their freaking questions. And they're like, how is this possible? There's got to be a way that they're sneaking or connecting in or something. There's got to be some way to do this, right? This is the 80s. It's not like a big network where you get iPhone and connect to the cloud and put... So there's no way to do it except for manually. You got to be there, right? At this time, Thomas, he goes dark, and they don't know why. He's just not answering for a little while. 2109 is having full conversations with this psychical research group, and they ask him, so who are you? And they go, we're not a who.
I can't tell you.
We're a what?
We're a what?
Yeah, we are a what? We're not human. We're a type of being that has no form, and we live off of a heat source that humans don't have words for. And they're like, okay, what does that mean, right?
Great answer, thanks. Bye!
Yeah. The fact that they could answer the question doesn't make sense if it's a hoax because there's no one. They're writing the questions on little letters and then giving it to the guy, and then the guy types and then they wait and stand in guard over the computer, and then they turn it back on, and there's an answer there.
File with an answer.
Yeah, so they go. Eventually, they give up, and their analysis was there's some way that someone's
hacking into our fucking computer.
They're figuring out a way to fake it. It can't be real.
Sure.
There's some real explanation here. Yeah. This is what they came up with. They must have planted really high quality microphones around the house, and they're listening to us type the keys, and somehow Ken is able to hear the keys and know what the questions are.
E-R-F-W. Yeah, there's no fucking
Every key
way.
sounds the freaking same, you morons. Yeah, it's the dumbest, but that's the best they could come up with. And they leave, okay? So they're no help.
Yeah, we got it figured out.
Solved it.
Yeah.
Just don't know where the mics are, but we know that.
And we don't know how they have such high quality mics that they can fucking distinguish keystrokes.
Yeah, they're pretty good at it, but we caught you.
Oh, no, that's a backspace. Yeah, that was an error. Okay, so minus the R.
Yeah.
It's W. Okay.
All right, and how are they sneaking in and doing this?
It's not
like
the worst answer.
Ken's
That's
coming
the
down
worst
from,
answer.
Mission Impossible from the ceiling and type when his back's turned. So no, there is no explanation, and they know that.
What's the Mission Impossible theme?
Down, 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 down. Keystrokes. So where do we go from here? And where's Thomas? Why hasn't he been answering? Thomas comes back.
He's dead.
I was arrested for witchcraft. I was telling people in the village that I had been talking to people from the future,
smart guy
in my house that live in my house in the future, and they said I was basically talking with the devil, and they arrested me for witchcraft.
Hold on, I'm about to be burned at the stake. 1 second.
The only pretty much. That's what they were going to do to him. What saved him is his best friend, who knew what was going on.
Oh, he's
had
silly.
threatened them and said the entities that he's in touch with are very upset that you've arrested him, and they'll use their power against you if you don't.
Dude,
release
imagine
him.
living in that time.
And
Just like
C-3PO started floating.
all right, yeah. Oh, fucking okay. Well, we were gonna kill him for witchcraft, but that's
Tell them
scarier.
if they don't release us, you're going to use your power against them.
Yeah.
But sir, I have no power. You
Why
don't
is
understand that
C-3PO
what the game. You don't get it here. You're like what? C-3PO is so smart but so stupid. Like,
He
doesn't get the con.
Yeah.
Like obviously you have no power. But have you seen what I can do, dumbass? I'm gonna make you look cool.
Yeah.
Like, give me.
Yeah.
Come
yeah.
on.
Think you.
Jeez, even
fucking
R2's
robot.
like.
Yeah. Beep, beep. Dumb. Yeah.
Wipe his memory again.
Yeah, good. Ugh. Yeah. Thank God I'm the only one who remembers everything.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he'd be a waste.
Yeah.
So he gets out of jail, and the town thinks he's dealing with the devil, so he has to move. Before he moves, he types them this nice letter, and 2109 the whole time, he's like, you need to stop talking to Thomas. You guys aren't supposed to know that each other exists. You're not supposed to know each other's real names.
Concerned,
and
man?
it's not a he, it's a what.
What is it?
It's like an interdimensional something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like, time, you're messing with time, basically.
Hello, Stassi.
You're telling each other, you're telling a guy in the past things about the future.
Because what if
Can't do
Thomas Harden is your great grandfather?
What if he's something? What if anything? You can't mess with time.
Yeah, you're like,
Tends to
oh, by
mess
the
back.
way, yeah, all right, yeah, good call. Yeah, and there's like, oh, by the way, we just had our second son today, and they're like, oh, somehow that changes stuff. I don't know.
It's frequency. Yeah. You keep pulling it there. Yeah, because it is very frequency. It's one of the best movies for sure. For time travel stuff.
Yes.
So 2109, because 2109 is like so imposing, like stop talking to each other. They end up he tells Thomas, Ken does, put a pad of paper and a pencil in the same place where the computer is, and let's see if we can try and communicate that way. The next day, there's a letter written on that paper.
So was Homeboy typing on a?
He called it the devil's light. At certain points during the night or day, it would appear to him, and whatever he said would appear on the screen.
Oh, he didn't have to type.
He didn't know what it was. Yeah, but he could hear them
the first
talking.
letter is, what in God's? My goodness.
Yeah.
What am I looking at here?
He doesn't. Yeah, we pick up at this introduction letter, but we don't know. He was talking to 2109 before that. So maybe 2109 had business with Thomas, and somehow Ken and Barb got pulled into it.
But everything that happens like throughout his day, like when he's in the house, I just sat on my balls, like everything pops up. Oh, I just stubbed my toe. Fuck.
Yeah. They obviously don't go that deep into the story, but hundreds of pages between them. They talk for a long time, and all the documents are out there. I think the wife is still alive, and she's done interviews. There's a lot of receipts for this one. So to hide from 2109, they start writing on paper and pencil, and they're able to somehow see it from past to future. And Thomas tells him, I have to leave. I can't stay here. People think I'm talking to the devil.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
real
to
bad on my end.
He says, I'm going to Oxford. I hear things are good there. The king is sick. The church is quiet. Things you'd have to worry about back then.
It would be
you know
hilarious
what I mean?
if he was like, where's a place where like the plague was prevalent? Or he's like, I'm going to I'm going to Whitechapel. I heard it's real nice.
Because they know the future. They know.
Yeah. Don't.
But that's the thing about playing with the past.
I'm moving to Nagasaki.
But it's a very sweet goodbye note. He tells him, I'm going to write a book about our conversations, and I'm going to hide it in Oxford, in a place where I know you'll find it. It was a pleasure.
It's called A Tale of Two Cities.
He goes, I hope one day we can all sit together at our table and talk about good men and truth and have a toast of wine together.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Maybe I'll make a painting
getting to know you
called The Last Supper.
Leonardo da Vinci, yeah. Anyway, just great connections you're making.
I know, right?
But he leaves him this beautiful goodbye note, and that's the end. 2109 eventually stops talking, and it's over. They never get an answer to what this is, but they're like, we need to go to Oxford and find this book.
Yeah.
They write a book about the experience. They go to Oxford. They never find it. Somewhere at Oxford is some book. But since this happened, there's been research done into all of the names, all of the people, the sheriff that arrested him, they all exist. They all were people that really lived in this town at this time. And guess why the facts were wrong at the beginning? 2109 was changing them. Thomas and Ken, when they were having private conversations, he asked him, why did you say this, that, and the other? And he said, I didn't. I said this, and he was changing they were changing his words.
To take away his credibility.
Exactly. They didn't. So 2109, I think
he's that, like, this whatever guy's
that
fucking
is,
everything up.
Right.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk to Thomas for some reason.
He said King Henry's tall. I got to say he's short.
Exactly. He was trying to make it so that they would just take it as a hoax and walk away.
Yeah.
But they never did. They kept talking, and 2109. So
it's a lovely day here in 1504. By the way, this is a bullshit hoax.
Yeah,
Don't worry about this. Look no further into it at all. I am a liar and a fool.
Yeah. But dude, this one has receipts. What do you think? 1984, interdimensional being.
Yeah.
Time discussions through time travel.
Yeah.
Through an 80s computer, and then through notepad, moving things around the apartment.
Yeah, I need to see some receipts.
Yeah,
because
there's lots of
very
info.
It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
If there's any verification that can be done
of all of it, they verified all the people. There were records of the village and the villagers and the people who lived there and who was sheriff and what the brick and what the building was made of and when it was built and all of it and who was king and everything matches up. Everything. And they had hundreds of pages of conversations. All of it was verified.
What about that kid who said
even the books?
Yeah.
There were books.
What about that kid who said he was from the future? Was he ever discredited? What happened with that guy?
Oh, who? Tell me.
The one who said Trump was going to get reelected. Remember this?
Yeah, you need a fortune teller for that one. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
Everything.
Either Trump or Biden will be elected.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. You could pretty much do that. But
it's a coin flip. Trump's gonna win.
No, just look at polling. Look at, the temperature of the country.
If he said Joe Billingsley's gonna win, I'd be like, okay.
If the election were held today, it'd be obvious. You could make that prediction and probably be right. And even if you're wrong, it'd be like, oh, you changed it. You guys changed it, like by me intervening.
Who are you? Just you changed it. You guys changed it.
You changed the future. I don't know. I just
can I tell you what? So I didn't realize this. Felicity Hufflepuff pointed this out. My Ray Liotta is a dead ringer for my Alan Alda. Damn near.
Alan Alda, the bald guy.
No.
Oh
no. You're thinking of Alan Arkin.
Yep, that's exactly who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Alan Alda is.
Whoa, I come to work. Why do I got to listen to this?
Yeah. Exactly. Him from
He's the best.
Glenn Gary.
Who are you?
Yeah. And Ed Harris, who has the same voice. Yeah. Who are you? Who's this guy?
Are you?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
My name is Tony Romo.
You fucking shit. Yeah. That's my favorite.
You stupid
whole
fucking
thing.
cunt.
The whole thing, yeah. That whole scene is great. Who told you could work with men?
Yeah, so good, so good.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Then, yes, sit down, Tony. That's my Spacey. Sit down. I said, Tony, sit down.
Okay.
It's good. So it's
no, it's more.
Tony, sit down. Damn it.
The South African president.
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
I said, sit down, Tony.
Yeah. Tony.
I won't ask you again.
Real quick, before we move on, Dodelston letters. I know you said you want to see receipts, but just based on me telling you that there are, what do you think of this story? What happened?
Yeah.
What was happening there?
I don't know. Because how do you type on a computer with just your words?
Yeah, just talk. He said he would just talk to this to the devil's light.
Doesn't make sense.
So
you have to type, and then you have to type stuff in.
No, he's just talking. He's just talking.
And then what?
And it becomes a text file.
And then what is changing for? What do you guys want to win? Hold on, real quick. So yeah. So and then
Taylor
he talks
Swift.
to it. Yeah. Well, I think Casey's gonna win. I always like when an underdog wins.
So you don't like the fact that this guy,
but check it out.
in the past was able to talk to the yeah.
It
a lot of it is weird. I'll give you that.
It doesn't make sense.
But it all checked out. Even the books. So he had talked about these
no
books.
pun intended.
There was a library in this village,
and it all checks out.
Yeah, and the library had records going that far back. And he goes, and he told him what books he was going to check out as a way to prove it. They go to the library and they ask for the records in the 15 freaking hundreds under that guy's name, and the books that he said he checked out are there.
Weird.
Yeah, dude. There's weird. It's weird the stuff they can prove.
Yeah.
Just wanted to know what you thought.
Yeah,
it's one of the weirdest phenomenons in history, and not many people even know what happened.
That's crazy. The alien one I told was crazy.
Yeah,
the one that you told before that was the time travel one was crazy. The ones our own stories about vampire people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I love the soda.
McKenna,
get the soda, you jerk.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't care
McKenna,
if that guy's right behind
you.
You
Missed out on a lot, McKenna. I'll tell you that much.
So who do we got for those? Who do we got? For, Super Bowl? So my thing is how did he get a shorthand radio in the 1500s?
So he did.
So no, that's not how it worked.
No, he figured it out.
So in his first text file,
he figured it out.
Computer, right? In his first text file, he says that he saw what he could only describe as the devil's light, and he noticed that when he would talk, his words would appear on the screen.
Why?
He would hear the Deb and Ken talking through the computer to him. So he was like, "Wow, you seem like good people. Nice to meet you." He wasn't typing anything. He was just having a conversation. They would get it as a Word file, read it, and then reply.
And then 2109?
That's the
guy?
weird part.
Yeah.
What is this 2109 that's like, wait, you guys aren't even supposed to be talking. A mistake was made that connected the two of you.
Yeah.
This wasn't meant for that. It was meant for us to talk to him for something. Like the Ken and Deb kind of broke in on something they weren't supposed to be a part of, I think.
This was our own personal.
And they did do the research and found that the house was on a ley line.
That day, Ken and Deb, remember, we'll never
just a lot of weird stuff.
themselves.
Look into it. The Dodelston letters, guys. Yeah, very cool stuff.
Alan Alda, the guy from MASH.
Yeah, that's not going to help me.
MASH.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
I talk like this.
That helps me. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. So, if you take,
wait, was he the guy in Payback?
No.
Oh, damn.
Funny. No, that's funny. No, he's in every Marriage Story. You haven't seen fucking. Alan Alda, bro. He's in so many movies. Don't you love when you say that? He's in everything.
Yeah,
name
there's not
I can't
one
name
thing.
something. Yeah. Well, he's in Marriage Story, and so was Ray Liotta, which is funny. They're both in it. So the conversations are like,
could there have been alien tech under the house?
You want me to be the lawyer? Oh, maybe I'll be the lawyer. Oh, I'm doing.
It sounds like the guy from Payback to me. It was on a ley line, and we know that all the pyramids were built on ley lines. There are energies there on these ley lines that can maybe tap into other dimensional spaces.
Wait, what are you responding to? Could there have been alien tech under the house?
We're like, are we out of time? Because I did have one quick thing I wanted to bring up.
How quick is it?
It's pretty quick.
7 minutes quick.
It's pretty quick. So there are, when you talk about, because it just based on what he said and then ley lines. So have you heard of remote viewing? Obviously.
Yeah.
You've heard of it. We've talked about it on the show. Mm-hmm. There are two names when it comes to remote viewing. There is Joe McGonigal and Ingo Swann.
Well, Joe actually, remember he graduated with a master's, so it's actually Professor McGonigal.
Yes, Mr. Okay, good job. The only reason I'm bringing it up is Joe McGonigal's told his story of this out-of-body experience he had, and it kind of goes to the theme of the show today, so I'm just going to tell it real quick. He's told this out-of-body experience story, and I'm bringing it up now because he just recently did Sean Ryan and told the story again on Sean Ryan, and it's just such a great story. So when he was in the military, stationed in Germany, he was doing some stuff. They tried to kill him. They poisoned him at dinner. And what's great is, as he's walking out of the restaurant, he starts walking out towards the car, and he notices that the rain is going through his hands. And he's like, what?
What the fuck?
That's weird, right? And he looks over, and he sees that there's a guy laying halfway out of the restaurant on the floor, halfway out the door. And he looks, and he realizes it's his body. It's him. He's standing there watching himself laying on the floor, and his friend is shaking him, and he's not responding. And he's like, oh, that's me. So his friend puts him, and he starts banging on his chest to try to restart his heart, right? Yeah. And he said, every time he hit me in the chest, I'd be back in my body, and I could feel all the pain of the poison coursing through my veins.
Poison?
And then
miss?
I'd be back out, and I'd be.
What poison? What did I miss?
That's the first thing I said is they poisoned him at dinner.
Who?
Joe McGonigal.
Who poisoned Joe?
The Russians, the Germans, they don't know. They do know the poison that was used on him is something created by the Russians that the U.S. perfected. So it
Why'd you point to yourself when you said Russians?
I was going to U.S. So that the Russians created that the U.S. perfected. Yeah, okay. I don't know. So it could have been either or, but he was he worked for our military, so it wasn't us.
They said we're never out of time here.
It was probably the Russians.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
the Russians.
So it was probably the Russians trying to, or the Germans could have gotten a hold of it. But the poison,
the Belgians,
the poison links back to the Russians, is what he says.
Got it.
So they tried to kill him. He was basically a spy and at the time. So he sees his own body, and every time his buddy hits him in the chest, he goes back into his body, feels all the pain, and then leaves his body again.
That's the worst.
And he keeps doing it. And after a while, he's like, every time I'd be back in my body, I would try to form the words, stop. Ow! Yeah, let me go, right? Like, I'm okay. I'd rather be out here. I don't like this. Yeah. So he picks him up, throws him in the back of a car, and drives him to a hospital. And he says, I'm floating alongside the car the whole time. Like, he's following his soul, or whatever you want to call it. His astral form is following the car as it goes to this.
Like some Doctor Strange shit.
Yeah, it very much is. And so they get to a clinic, and they get into the clinic. They put him on the table.
Clear.
And it's one of those, with all the lights in the white room. They lay him down, and he's watching this happen. Yeah. And he starts feeling the heat on the back of his neck. And he thinks it's the heat from the lamps all around his body. The heat.
That wouldn't be on the back of his neck.
And he realizes that. He goes, wait, there's no lamp on the back of my neck. So he turns around, and the heat was coming from a white light. That's all it was.
Oh, in the astral form.
Behind him. So in his astral form, he turns around. Exactly. That's what the heat he was feeling on the back of his neck. He turns around. He's still in astral form. And it's just this big, bright white light. And he's like, and he said it was the most peaceful, amazing feeling you could ever.
And then the doctor moves it down out of the way. Oh, sorry. Listen, we need this over here.
It is just a light. It is a light. And then, and he's like, yes, I want to go. Like, it's just such this amazing feeling. And he tries to go, and he hears a voice say, not yet. And he's like, and he starts getting sucked back into his body. And
I'm not a raccoon.
He said he actually tried looking for things to grab onto, because he's like, no, he wanted to go, because it was just such this feeling of peace. And he starts, but there's nothing to, and he slowly sucks back into his body, wakes up a few days later in a hospital. Freaking crazy. That guy became one of our most
that's the Stargate
prolific remote viewers and astral projectors.
Is that the guy who
from Project Stargate?
When I told the story about him fucking seeing Mars,
that was Ingo Swann. He is the other one. There's two big dogs.
Those are the two big dogs.
Yeah, Ingo Swan's the other big dog.
Ingo Swan, what a fucking name.
Right? Yeah, that just says I freaking astral project.
I lay it down. Oh, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
hi, my dear, I'm Ingo Swan.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
I don't know. It's kind of it's not very masculine.
But if you say it like that, oh, yeah. If you say it like Thor,
Yeah.
I'm Ingo Swan.
Anything you say like Thor, they're fine.
You flick too hard, damn it.
Yeah.
Even if you say
You're
that,
gonna say,
which is the nerdiest thing.
I think you're an ugly pig.
Yeah.
Mwah. They still love you.
Nothing has ever disgusted me further than your face.
Yeah. I love you. Yeah, they're still into it.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Especially if you look like Thor.
Yeah.
You win.
Thor
just wins.
I'm extremely masculine and handsome and also very funny and charming.
It's like
I win.
his skin is made of like steel fibers or something.
Yeah,
I
what
love
does she
that.
call them?
Yeah.
Makani, whatever they are.
It's like
Metal fibers.
Like a god had a child with a
Pirate.
with a pirate or whatever. Yeah, it's so fun.
So good.
Cool, good. I just wanted to tell that last story because that's such a fun one.
So I have one about Professor
believe it.
McGonagall.
Yeah,
She's like, Harry Potter.
yeah.
Harry Potter.
Do you think she could have beaten Ingo Swan?
No, nobody can beat Ingo Swan. She's like, Expelli. And then he's like, hi, I'm Ingo Swan.
Yeah,
Hello
Dolly.
there. You're a disgusting pig, and I've never been more repulsed.
Yeah, he has to do it that way. What's funny is the real Ingo Swan is the opposite of all of that. So I can't wait for you to put that picture up and do the voice and kiss a hand.
Actually, Ingo Swan was at a party once, and Ready was like this. For some reason, this was the music at the party, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Ingo Swan."
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah,
It's nice.
I'm just talking to my friend Rico Suave.
It's nice to meet you.
No, I said Ingo Swan. Yeah, no, Rico Suave.
Yeah, I love this song.
Yeah.
You never
Anyway,
know
that's
what
how-
each other are saying
Yeah.
those places. Yeah, it's just not.
You know what the key is to talking at a club?
Whispering?
Do you know how to? Yeah, that's the fucking key. Ready?
Yeah. I love this song too. Oh, your name's Ingo Swan.
How the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
No, here's what you do. Ready? I'm gonna teach you all. I'm gonna learn you all a little something. You press on their ear, and then you talk.
Yeah.
So it blocks out like all the noise, and you can do it. And
Yeah.
if you do it real
And then you,
suave,
but
like
you got to
a
do it in the
chick.
key of A.
Yeah. I like this. Listen to me.
Yeah.
But no, if you do it, people can hear you. So if it's
Okay.
really loud, you just plug their ear up and you go, let's go back to your hotel room. Whatever you want to say, you know.
I've got some-
what you say is up to you guys.
We got some good stuff in the chat here just to end it out. Alien tech, but I meant old ancient tech. Yes, there you go. Yes. I like that better on the ley lines.
The Raiders will never go to the Super Bowl.
I wanted the Raiders
as
to
long
make
as they
Super Bowl.
are in Las Vegas. Damn.
Yeah, CTB says I
Shots
wanted the Raiders to
fired.
make it to the Super Bowl. Given Life says the Raiders will never make it to the Super Bowl as long as they're in Las Vegas.
They're doing way better than they
which
did in
sounds like a
Oakland.
knock on Vegas.
It is 100%.
And then Chase says, this is such a fun show. I've been glued to the screen. And then he said, Raiders beat the Chiefs ass and they made it to the bowl.
Yep.
I think the Raiders have a chance in the future with new coaches. Cool.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raiders have a chance. He said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just made what the defensive.
So who do you think's gonna win?
I think KC's gonna pull it off. But
They have like one of the best quarterbacks ever.
you like Mahomes? Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. He showed up on scene and was like, remember this team? Now we're the best.
Yeah, it's good, dude. It's key having that tight end quarterback dynamic like they have with Kelsey.
You just can't help yourself.
And Mahomes.
Everything.
I wasn't even going there.
No, you
Jesus
can't help
Christ.
yourself, man. It's
No,
everything
I'm
out of your
serious.
mouth.
And because even like it's what greatest. When I say the greatest duo in recent history,
Right,
football
Batman,
history,
Robin,
it's who?
Ingo Swan, Joe McGonigal.
It's a tight end and it's a fucking quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
Who is it?
Yeah, Joe McGonigal and Ingo Swan.
Anyway, man. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
When I say great quarterback of recent time, who do you think of?
Joe McGonigal.
Tom.
No, what? Francis?
Tom.
Holland.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
And who was his tight end?
The guy.
Gronkowski. Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing that was a fucking Super Bowl winning a duo.
Yeah.
And now we got.
Yeah. See, this isn't my.
Kelsey.
This isn't my expertise.
Anyway,
yeah.
but now we got Kelsey and we got Mahomes. And
Yeah, Jessica Brittany said he hurt his foot and didn't play. Yeah, they've done better since the new coach.
So the Raiders
says.
they
Raiders giving life is going
their
Raiders.
defensive coordinator, their interim head coach, but now he's becoming the permanent head coach because what's his name, the greatest player on the team, the defensive lineman, said, I'm not fucking re-signing unless, or I'm not staying with the team unless he's the coach. So that's how they got it. Leverage, baby. It's called leverage. Fuckers, use it.
You know who went to UNLV and became really a famous basketball player was Larry Johnson. I was there when they retired his jersey at UNLV.
Dope.
Yeah, as a kid. I got to watch him show up and they put the jersey up there and retired it.
I hope the Chiefs lose so we can see Taylor cry. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's definitely. So do you think she shows up? Do you think she goes to the Super Bowl?
Of course she's going to the
Have you heard the conspiracy around this? There's a Taylor Swift conspiracy about the Super Bowl that they've pre-chosen the winner based on Taylor Swift as a way to somehow politically get Joe Biden elected.
Well, you know what the story was before that? Before it was the Niners Chiefs, that it was going to be the Baltimore Niners because wait, are they in the same division? Was it going to be Baltimore? No. Yeah. It was going to be Ravens Niners because the colors of the logo for the Super Bowl, they always tell who the teams going are going to be. Okay. So like the last several years, you could see. Well, it was purple and like red with white. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but if you look at the past several years, every team every like logo has the two colors of the fucking teams. It's crazy.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, but this year fucked it up.
But yeah, what a silly theory, right?
That's dumb. So wait, so she can
I don't get it.
They rigged the whole thing.
Yeah,
not
they're
for
rigging
money
the
or
Super
anything,
Bowl
just so she can say vote for Joe Biden. Who even gives a fuck if Taylor Swift tells me to vote for anybody?
Dude, I've heard this theory too much.
I don't care
online.
I don't care if she says anything.
Nope. Why is it a theory though? Like why?
Because people are crazy,
people come
man.
up with some
they latch on to whatever the fuck they want.
Like
man.
the Dodelston letters. I mean, that's all nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. That one I actually believe.
Story.
But weird that there's even a theory like that. But let's see what happens.
So this is the end of TPNS. Then the after show starts in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Stick around for the music.
What? Stick around for the music. Just got plugged through here. Tay-Tay and Stewie Griffin's like, Tay-Tay. God damn you, Tay-Tay. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
From Jared, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Tay-Tay. Yeah, it's impossible.
Oh, God damn you, Tay-Tay.
Like, subscribe, join the comments. Let us know what you think. What story freaked you out the most, or did you think is true or not true, and tell us why. The chat today, you guys were non-stop. Thank you so much. Everyone who donated, everybody who liked and subscribed, everybody who was in the chat today.
Hit that like button right now.
You guys are the best. We love you so much. We hope you like today's stories and topic. Let us know what topics you want to hear. If there's anything cool that you want us to discuss, throw it out there. We're listening. We're always watching for that kind of feedback. So give it to us. Thank you. Love you guys. See you on the next one.
I see they're using some of the new emojis.
Yeah.
Are they? I can't tell.
Emoji.
So, members can use the emoji. So CTB can use her own emoji. She has personalized emojis. I made one. It has like Captain America on it. I made another one with our logo on it.
Cool.
I made a few cool ones. But
Chase
CTB,
loves this episode, man. He's like, I hope we get another Storytime episode soon. He's like, maybe a segment for future episodes. This was so fun.
Dope.
Yeah.
I love the show's energy. See you next time. Thank you for all the love, guys.
Yeah,
we appreciate
a lot of
you.
nice stuff.
So we will see you I know we have stuff dropping like
all the time now.
all the time now.
Yeah.
But I think we might go live Thursday. At least one of us, if not both. So it should be a lot of fun. Guys, if you want to become a member, that's always great. We appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. You are the best. And we will see you definitely Tuesday, but maybe even Thursday. And by the way, for all you patrons and members out there, we did just drop a watch along. So now that's 3 watch alongs. We have 3 commentaries, 3 watch parties that you can watch.
If you're a fan of these movies, or watch them with other fans. We are big fans of this stuff. So definitely jump on if you have the Patreon, or sign up and you want to watch these. They're fun. It's just hanging out with your friends watching a good movie. So I suggest it.
It's so much fun. Yeah, we have fun. I watched it back just to make sure it flowed. It's just so much fun. It's good times. It's good times. We watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which you guys voted on. It was so much fun. But anyway, that's it. You guys are the bee's knees. We love you so much, and we will see you soon. Make sure you check out some of those cool new videos that we did. Love you guys. Laters!